Floyd and he was me,
Yeah.
he wouldn't never have to fight again because that exhibition shit,
Yeah.
as me being his little brother, hey, little bro, we finna do 10 rounds and we both gonna get 100+ million for it.
Right.
And we ain't never got to box again. Well,
Right.
well, I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
Yo, you know the deal. We back again. We never slacking. Word 'em up. Ladies and guys, whether if you drunk or you high, it's time to pay respects to the illest man alive. If you think you got a point, he'll shrink you down to size. And from there it's downhill like a slinky or a slide. Open your eyes, got a deep connection with the rise, so you might see them jump in whenever they go live. Peep it, this channel blowing up now, it's not a secret. With tons of exclusive interviews to listen to. Them other channels I hate, but yo, they missing clues. They start narratives, sip the goose and twist the truth. It don't take a rocket scientist to get the proof. Just click the live at 4 p.m. Eastern time. But when you chime in, make sure you keep it kind. But if cowards want to debate, then it's feasting time. My man Jusdu shine, busy all the time. Grind 24/7, 365. Videos he might have 365. My rhyme sick, they make you do a 365. You get a rich if you think you fit to survive. It's Jusdueboxing, time to click the live. Ain't no beginners, if you soft, you ain't down to ride. I crush you, respect too, it's Jusdu. He got the illest boxing show on the internet. The boy been a threat and he ain't even had dinner yet. Word 'em up. Yeah. You know what time it is. $4 p.m. Eastern. Click the link.
In the building. Make sure y'all subscribe to Jusdueboxing, the best boxing talk on YouTube.
Jusdueboxing in the building, 4 o'clock shorty, man. Y'all make sure y'all check him out. He's going to be live today at 4 o'clock, man. And he's going to be spewing some good stuff as he always do with an unbiased approach, man. He's probably the most unbiased channel on YouTube.
What's going on? And one of my favorite channels, if y'all into that pugilistic perfection, if y'all into that boxing, that's that boy Jusdueboxing here on YouTube. Make sure y'all check out Jusdueboxing, not only unbiased boxing channel on YouTube, because I am definitely biased when I talk about boxing. So
as always, we got to shout out everybody in the chat, man. Shout out to my brother Jusdu. Y'all make sure y'all go sub to Just, man. Just doing a hell of a job over there. Had a great interview today. The brother, and I say it respectfully, one of the most non-biased individuals that I've ever heard speak on the sport of boxing. And I got a lot of love and respect for my brother Just, man. And right now, we're going to give him his just due. Shout out to my brother Jusdu, man. Much love and respect.
Was good. Salute to the family. How y'all feeling on this good Tuesday? We back to build on this boxing and give it its just due. How only we know how to do. How y'all feeling, man? We're a little late, but we here though. We late, but we here. You know, we're gonna get to it. We're gonna talk this boxing a little bit, man. And I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about these upcoming fights some more. And you know, there's a lot of different questions looming with this card coming up, man. Listen, we know favorites don't always win. You know, upsets do happen. We've been seeing them more and more lately, especially in recent memory. So you just never know. You know, it's hard to put the cart before the horse. It's hard to plan ahead in boxing. You know, you'll try to schedule a fight down the line and you mess around and not get through your current fight. And that's kind of the situation going on with this Fatal Fury card, with at least 2 of these fights with bigger, you know, with bigger opportunities if they to get past their respective opponents. So we're gonna talk about it, man, because it's a lot to break down in the 47 weight class again. And you know, it's a lot of questions surrounding Devin Haney. Like I said, I seen a recent clip from Richardson Hitchins, and he went on the Boxing Voice, and he gave his thoughts on Haney. Said he think he still can make 140, and he's not ready for 47. And you know, it's a lot. It's a lot to break down, man. But we're gonna have us a good conversation, man, like we always do, man. Shout out to everybody in the building. Smash the like button, sub to the channel. Make sure y'all notifications on, man. If y'all didn't get a chance to check it out, go check out the interview, man. Brian Norman Sr. came through yesterday. Came to chop it up, man. Really good energy, good interview. Shout out to him, man. We haven't the likes 1 million yet. We getting there. Being boxing news, my guy, man. How you feeling? Ace, all love, fans. Say going for all underdogs. Jordan in the building was good, homie. Think Father in the building. Z in the building. Stressed out boxing was good, fam. So yeah, man. We're gonna talk about it. For me, I don't know. I'm a believer in Devin Haney. I'm a believer in him because I don't let nothing he say in a fight build up or a press conference. I don't let nothing that he tweet or no argument that he get into with another fighter change the fact that this kid can fight. And I think when it's all said and done, that shit gonna take you a long way. That shit'll keep you around. When it's all said and done, the kid can flat out box. You don't gotta like him. You don't gotta love the style. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta like how he dress. You don't gotta like the trash talk. Nothing. You don't gotta like nothing about him. You get what I'm saying? You gotta like his nickname. Nothing. But you gotta acknowledge as a real supporter of the sport, this kid can fight, bro. He can fight. It's just what it is. He can fight. And I think he showed you what he was made of, in the toughest moment of his career. And now he get to show us more of what he's made of as he continues to try to bounce back. And that's what he's going to do. And I'm telling y'all, I'm all in on this. I told y'all yesterday, I got him stepping on Ramirez, man. I think people sleeping on him, and I think they putting too much into one loss. And I don't see it that way. I see him bouncing back, man. That's my bold claim. If I'm wrong, y'all know I'll be here to say I'm wrong. But I definitely think Devin Haney is primed for a comeback, for a good comeback. I think he want that Ryan Garcia rematch really bad. And I think he knows how important this fight is if he wants to get the Ryan. So he got to handle business. Yeah, he say he tight. Because all the big fighters dipped to 47. I'm gonna play the clip from Richardson Hitchins too. Emmanuel, what it do, homie? Devin will be WBC champion. My 2026 a WBA champion in October. Hey, talk to him. Thank Mike Mazak, my bro. What's good with it, family? How you feeling? Y'all smash that like button, man. We're gonna get to this build. But yeah, for me, just listening to Hitchins on the Boxing Voice, and like I said, I got the clip. I'm gonna play it in a second. He just was sound like he was giving his opinion. And sound like he got the same questions about Devin Haney that a lot of other people have, right? For whatever reason. But he got the frame for 47. He has a skill set. He can box, man. Like, you get me? He can box. And I get it. It's this notion that he can't punch and keep people off him. I think that's nonsense. If y'all go look at the last time he was in the ring, I know it went bad for him. But look, he was keeping Ryan honest in a lot of different spots. He was keeping Ryan honest. Ryan wasn't just going in there reckless and carelessly. You get what I'm saying? And a couple times he did, he got caught and he got buzzed one of the times. So I think this whole notion that he just can't keep people off him, I think is exaggerated. I think it's overblown. Not even just for him, just in boxing, period. I mean, we just heard that shit about Lamont Roach when it came to him fighting Tank. Some of Tank biggest fans came through here saying, yo, Lamont Roach ain't got enough to keep him off him. I guarantee you they don't think like that now. Guarantee you don't think like that. That shit is nonsense. I don't want to hear that shit from no boxing fans. If the fighters are saying it, you get what I'm saying, then I can respect it. I ain't trying to hear what no boxing fan talking about when it's time to discuss a person's power. Like, these guys act like they could take punches from Devin Haney. You get what I'm saying? Imagine saying somebody pillow fisted and you can't take their punch. Imagine it. You get what I'm saying? So the last person called that man pillow fisted had to eat them words. So I just think that this whole notion that he can't keep people off is just exaggeration, man. They say exaggeration. People forget about skill. timing, speed, accuracy. You get what I'm saying? All that stuff goes into punching power, right? Now I don't think he'll ever just be some flat out puncher, but he don't gotta be that. He's been this successful. He's been successful this far without it. But I'm telling you, man, show me the fights where people are just running in there. And Ryan Garcia wasn't even doing it. Yeah, he took chances. He had to, but he wasn't just super careless about it. Get what I'm saying? He was mindful of what was coming back at him. He didn't want to keep getting caught straight right hands or jabs to the face in his nose. Like, you get what I'm saying? Don't nobody want to keep getting punched over and over. Mr. Empire, what it do? Rude exposure. What's good? Ryan had to catch his breath. You get me? He did though. But aside from that, even when he wasn't catching his breath, he was somewhat respectful of what was coming back at him. You get what I'm saying? He wasn't super careless, and he was conscious of Devin Haney being able to crack him. And it's crazy because I did a video on him more recently. He said he was more hurt against Devin Haney than he was against Tank, and Tank stopped him. You get what I'm saying? So that's something to think about now. He could just be talking, but that's what he said. Said he was more hurt against Haney. So that kind of proves my point. I'm tired of people talking about how he ain't got power. I'm tired of hearing that. This shit is called boxing, not power. If he ain't have no boxing, then I can see why people would be stressing it. But all that he ain't got, I don't care how long it's been since he knocked somebody out. I swear, I do not care. I don't care. He's always been a pure boxer. He's never been sold as a knockout artist or a power puncher. Never. And they sold you many things, but they ain't never sold you Devin as that. Never. Now, yeah, they sold the knockout against Ryan. I get it, but that's selling the fight, man. Let's put it in its proper perspective. That's just selling the fight. They know damn well Haney ain't a knockout artist. He knows that. But at the same time, guys ain't just willingly running in there getting caught. They're very cautious about what they're getting clipped with. Look how he had Regis eating all types of his words, man. So I'm just here to get a man his just due, and I'm gonna breathe life into his career because I believe this next chapter is about to get going, and it start with Jose Ramirez. And can he get it back in blood? That would mean for him to get it back in blood, he would have to beat Ryan Garcia. So that remains to be seen. But I think it all starts with Jose, and I got him beating him. You know what I'm saying? Richardson, Hitchins, seeing that clip made me want to talk about this. Like, I don't know if he ain't ready. Because if you look at Hitchins and you look at Haney, yeah, they different fighters, but they have similarities, and neither guy is really big puncher. They both technically and fundamentally sound, and they're smart defensive first fighters. They have a lot of similarities. If Hitchins can compete at 47, which I think I know he feels like he can, so could Haney, because they got very similar skill sets. Very similar. You get what I'm saying? Very. So at the end of the day, man, I think we just gotta wait and see. Right. I don't want to be premature with it. Allow himself to see if he can compete up there with those guys. And maybe this is why you take a fight at a catch weight. You kind of work your way into it. You kind of ease your way into 47, right? You kind of using this fight not only as a get back fight, but the opportunity to somewhat slowly acclimate to 147 pounds. And I think that's kind of smart. Shout out to the homie Big Dog Willie. Tanking Maniacs are out of control. Why they go insult you when you counter them with Jake Paul facts? Because they sick. We're going to get into that a little bit too. Because this Eddie Hearn, they got to be mad at Eddie Hearn, Big Dog. Eddie Hearn, the one that said he fighting Jake Paul in November. He keeps saying it. And my thing is, if that shit ain't true, somebody on that side need to come out and shut that down. Because they keep freely saying it. They breathing life into it. And people are taking it and running with it because ain't nobody shooting it down. Dragon Assassin 619. What it do, homie? Yeah, man, it will. It will. So, don't expect no announcements from Tank, but at the end of the day, man, if he takes that fight, yo, look, these dudes are prize fighters, yo. It's a money grab. Would you want to see it? Probably not, because you want to see other things. But I'm tired of like the toxic boxing talk. And I said this before, yo. We got into a place where we think we can control the moves that these people make with their careers. So that's just where I'm at. I'm not about to sit up here and cry. Okay, we all know we ain't really interested in seeing him fight a Jake Paul. We cool, all right. But if it happens, it happens. And at the end of the day, it's a money grab, and you can't be mad at nobody for securing a bag, yo. You just can't. You just can't. You can be, but it's a waste of time and energy. So look, man, he might fight him, he might not. I'm leaning toward it not happening. because of, I think he got bigger fish to fry, but I could be wrong. And again, Eddie Hearn is coming out saying that shit. So boxing ain't about winning. Tank fan, Aisha, peace to the queen. How you feeling today? Power punching is what the sport is called. I'm telling you, Lisa, how you feeling, queen? Peace to you. How you feeling today, man? Yeah, that's how they act. Some of them, man. And again, I always separate the fans from the super fans because I believe he got genuine supporters that come through here. But them super fans are the ones that's disrespectful, that's in my inbox, that's always writing paragraphs under every comment. They wear under every post. That those are the people that I be speaking to. And it's a lot of them, and I don't like them. They're some strange people. I just want to see good boxing, man. You know, I think Tank is fine. Roach next, yeah. He ain't going. He ain't off that. Not next anyway. Should I say? Not Jake Paul next. What he's saying is after the Roach fight, he was going to be fighting Jake Paul in like November. I think Eddie said. Matter of fact, because we're going to talk about all this today. Yeah, no, I'm with you, Queen. He is. I think that's where that's going. I haven't heard anything else, Aisha, as far as opponent. Nobody else in between. No, oh, he might be fighting this one. Nope. Right now, that the focus, from what I understand, is Roach and not nobody else. But Eddie Hearn just was, he did an interview recently. He was talking about him possibly fighting Jake Paul in November or something to that effect. So, you know, it is what it is, but I think sometimes people put stuff out there to get a reaction. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of premature news in boxing, and you know we know that by now. So we take that Jake Paul news with a grain of salt. Like I said, I hear him saying it. I don't see people shutting it down, but at the same time, with it being bigger fish to fry, I could see him most certainly doing something else. You know what I mean? Other than a Jake Paul, but at the same time, securing that you know. Generational wealth is really a goal from anybody that came from humble beginnings. So I think it's just a whole lot to consider when you want to have a real conversation. If you just want to criticize and make, you know, push points and narratives, then you ignore all the things that would go into the possibility of why a guy like a Gervonta Davis would even entertain fighting Jake Paul. It's kind of simple for me though, money. So you say Lizzie fights Shakur Keyshawn because of Teofimo abs. Oh, and Devin fight is out of date now. I think that really still can happen. I think Teofimo and Devin can still happen because Teo is already flirted with the idea of going up to 47. And they really, to me, got like some unfinished business. I think him and Tank is a thing of the past, right? That ship has sailed. But I definitely think Devin Haney can fight Teofimo, and I would love to see him do it. Somebody got to humble Teofimo, and for some reason, I think he's going to beat Barboza. Barboza going to, you know, put up a fight, but I don't think he's going to be the one to beat him. I think overall, Teofimo's athleticism and his experience is going to get him to win. You know what I mean? That's me being honest. I'm rooting for Barboza, but I think Teo going to get him. But as it pertains to Devin got the exact skill set to me, young enough, fresh enough, athletic enough to give him a fits in the ring. So, we never know. Anything is possible moving forward because, shit, you know, if somebody would have told you in 2025 Ryan Garcia would have had fought Devin Haney and Tank, you would have told him to get the hell out your face, right? You would have told him it was crazy. So you just never know with boxing. But I would like to see that. When Ray Davis, what it do, homie? How you feeling? Same breath doesn't mean you can't support fighters. Now it's a 100% fact. Sammy, what it do? Rude exposure. My guy was good with it. It was the A-side, Jake Paul, Tank, Netflix. And that's what I'm saying. It's so much to consider, right? He had to possibly fighting on a different platform. Would he have to give up any leverage to do so? Because I don't see him doing that. So it's just a lot to consider before they can get any ink dried for a fight to happen with those guys. So I'm not really tripping off the Eddie Hearn saying that. Like I said, I still got the clip and I'll play it, but we're going to get to that. Yeah, he need an ass whooping for real. Big dog, crucial content, what it do? That would be Teo. Can't stand Teofimo his pops. Yeah, I think so too. One did 1.3, the other did 1.2. Yeah, man. I think Devin Haney could be the guy to humble him, Teofimo, to give him the L that people want to see him take. And I'm telling you, in a perfect world, I know it's a lot. It's a lot of weight to carry, but you beat Ramirez this weekend. You prepare yourself mentally, physically, and emotionally for the rematch against a Ryan Garcia. If you can beat that kid, there's no telling like what you can do after that. And if you even made your way over to fight a Teofimo, man, I think the world will really get behind him. I think he'll win a lot of people over like that. If that was his next 3 fights, I think the youngin will win a lot of people over. They think, yeah. Tank versus Shakur, or Keyshawn. I know Tank versus Jake. Yeah, I don't think no diehard boxing fans really interested in Jake and Tank, but there's a casual audience that has a voice as well, and they kind of loud with their voice. You give me them casuals, be getting what they want because they'll pay the money for circus fights like that, WWE style matchups like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm only calling it that because it'll be a spectacle. You know what I mean? Because of the size difference already. So what weight they fight. And there's so much to consider. That's why I ain't going to rack my brain trying to figure out the details before they've even figured them out. So right now he got fish to fry with Roach. And I know he wouldn't want nothing else but to avenge that draw. You know what I'm saying? To avenge that draw. But this is what Hitchins had to say on the Boxing Voice about Haney. That brought me here, man. He has some interesting statements. Shout out to Ness. Shout out to the Boxing Voice. Y'all hit that like button, sub to the channel, super chat, cash app. Let's keep building, y'all.
That's it.
To this.
How much longer you think you stay in there? Because he's going to 47. This is a catch weight.
He can still make 40. The nigga ain't ready to go 147 yet. Catch weight. Why you just didn't fight at 147? What's 144? Come on, bro. He's not ready to go to 47 yet.
Why ain't he ready? Richardson, why ain't he ready? Why ain't he ready?
So why he didn't fight at 147? Why is he fighting at 144? Is that a weight class?
No.
So why he's not ready? Obviously, but if I'm right now saying right now I want to fight at 143, 144. That means I'm not ready to go to 147. I'm not comfortable with fighting at 147. I'm pretty sure Jose Ramirez would have signed on dotted line at 147. I'm pretty sure like it was not like something that Jose Ramirez didn't want to do. I'm pretty sure Devin probably was the one that's like, yo, we could fight at a catch weight.
Yeah, I agree because obviously Ramirez has been at 40 longer, so he would have loved to be able to get that whole 7 pounds.
I feel like the situation is probably Devin probably took a year off. He probably like, yo, why? Like, it's not for a belt. Like, let's make it easier on both of us. But I don't think Devin is ready to go to 147 yet.
Now, the second fight with Ryan on his contract is at 47 in October if he can win the Jose Ramirez fight.
It's at 47. Like I said, that's not because of Devin. Like, Devin is going up there because that's a big money fight. Like, Ryan really fuck around can't make 140. Like, I really believe Devin could really still make 140. He actually said he still can make 140, and I really believe it. I don't think that Ryan could make 140. He never was able to make 140. It's a dub for him. Like,
now,
that's
what
true.
about Devin weighing a 165 versus Reach? Is that the rehydration don't got nothing with the weight cut? You don't think that kind of showed that maybe he can't stay at that weight too long?
I heard personally when they said he weighed 165, I heard I was like they weighed him on with his shit on. Like he came into the arena, he probably still had clothes on type of shit. I don't like they ain't like I don't think he stripped down, like I never even heard them doing that in an arena. Like you stripping down, like unless it's like a real rehydration clause. So he probably came in the arena, stepped on the scale, was at 165. But like I said, like I don't believe like he's done at 140. If y'all believe it, then it might be true. I might know something I don't, but I don't think Devin Haney's done at 140. Because if he was done at 140, why was he still trying to line up a fight with Liam Paro? I didn't know about that, right? They was trying to. He kept. So obviously he's not done at 140. So obviously when I say his name, it's not like I'm saying his name on some like, oh, the nigga at 147 now. I'm just talking like nigga, like I said, I got a belt. If I can't, like, let's make it happen. Like, that's a big fight.
Yeah, I would like that fight. I would like that fight.
Yeah. So look, he gave his thoughts on it, and look, people, I see some of the comments like, under that specific post, and people go to saying, he hating and this and that. I don't know why we got such an elementary way of looking at things. Why we can't just accept where he's coming from. You don't have to agree, but nothing he said is hating. He based it off something. What he basing it off is what Devin Haney said, right? He heard him say, yo, he still can make 140, right? He feels as though he ain't really going to 147 because he ain't ready yet. He ain't really done. You know what I mean? It's people that question that right now. Is he really going to 47? But we know that rematch with Ryan is set for them to be at 47. So you would assume that's where Devin Haney going to be fighting at for the rest of his career, or not rest of his career, but for the foreseeable future. So listen, nothing Richardson Hitchins said is hating. He might be misinformed. He might just be wrong, right? But he is basing it off what he heard Devin Haney say and what he think himself. If you mix in the fact that he was interested in making a fight with Liam Powell, and that would have been at 140, then you see why he thinks that. And although, and mixed with the fact that he feels like he just ain't ready right now. It's people that's saying that, right? They feel like he ain't got the power to last up there. And I disagree with that, man, because people making boxing all about power, I refuse to believe that. I think skills pay the bills. The man got skills. He can box his ass off. So let's not make no mistake about that. But yeah, I don't think nothing Hitchins said was hating. And at the same time, I think he's, as a fighter, he's kind of hopeful that he could still make 140 because, look, you heard what he said. That's a big fight. He feel like that's a meaningful fight. So if you just listen to all of what he said and not some of what the parts that you just disagree with, if you just try to hear him out, that's all he really doing. He's just lobbying for a guy still being able to make a weight class because that's where he at and he feel like it's a fight for him that he can win. You get me? And he know that's a name. That's an accomplished fighter. People will respect him if he beat Devin Haney. You get what I'm saying? So respect to him. I don't think nothing wrong with what he said, but I just think, do I think Haney can make 140? Yeah, but at what cost? You get what I'm saying? Can he make 140 and still maintain his health? That's the question. Can he still be 100% if he has to make 140 pounds? And I don't think he can. I think we've seen the pictures. I think we've seen the videos. I think we know what time it is. So, this move up wasn't really no surprise. So I think he's done. And I think if Hitchins wants to fight him, he gonna have to go up. You get me? Dante's Boxing Talk. What it do, homie? I just talk. Don't have to like each other. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, for sure. Let's say boxing with 2-4. What it do, homie? So yeah, man. It would be an intriguing fight for them to, get in the ring and mix it up. They got similar styles, but definitely different approaches to the game. So it'll be a chess match for sure at a high level between Hitchins and Haney if it could happen. But yeah, man, I don't think he's hating at all. And we just got to wait and see if Haney going to be able to make it at 47. But I think it comes down to matchups at 47 for Devin Haney. Like when I hear people express their thoughts or their sentiments about him going up to the weight class, they always think about it. People always start naming a couple names right off the bat. Boots Ennis, Brian Norman Jr. Like they start thinking right immediately like these are guys he can't deal with. But that's why I'm saying when it comes to 47 with him, I don't think it's a matter of him not being able to be successful. I think it's about matchmaking, especially early. And let me explain what I mean. I'm not saying go and pick easy guys to beat up on and nothing like that. But you see how he's taking a catchweight fight. I believe that's his way of easing his way to the division, kind of slowly acclimating, getting himself prepped for that weight class, right? And I think if you just look at the top of the division, those are where the toughest matchups would be at for him. So all of this whole notion that he just can't compete at 47 because of a lack of power, I think is nonsense because 47 is not as deep as it once was, right? So it's kind of top heavy. So you got at the top, you got some matchups for him that could prove to be difficult. Like I said, the Boots Ennis's, the Brian Normans, maybe even the Barrios to give him a good run. That's somebody I think he could box too, but those are some good fights. But the matchups are going to be was risky for him up there at 47, not just overall his existence being there and not being able to compete. Yeah, he'll be able to compete. He'll be able to compete even with those guys that we're mentioning. But the question, the thing for him is not just competing, it's actually being able to win and be successful at the new weight class. And I think you just want to be very strategic is the word that I'll use as you continue to, progress and settle in at 147, right? You don't just go there and chase down Boots Ennis. That's not even smart. I don't care what nobody say. You don't go just chase and knock directly on Brian Norman's door. If you Devin Haney and you concerned with an acclimation process, right? You allowing yourself to work your way into the division. So it's just all about being smart and strategic, man. But I think he can compete up there, and I think we're gonna see that in the near future. Damon, what it do, homie? Hannibal was good with it, bro. Richardson just need a dance partner. That's all. Yo, you get me? Yo, Dank. That's what I'm telling you, bro. Boxing hacker, what it do, homie? You get me? That's all he doing. He just want a dance partner. And look, people know Devin Haney is the goods because you wouldn't want to fight him. Why would it be a big fight if he wasn't a good fighter, right? That's all. That's the other side of it that people got to acknowledge. Like a lot of times people got this like elementary high school approach to these boxing situations, right? It's not that. Dudes are going to campaign for fights that they believe not only they can win, but they can make money off. If you are Richardson Hitchins, you getting your career going, you a champion now, you about to get a title defense. You think you like, come on, man, we ain't trying to overlook a Cambosis, but if that's his next fight, he gonna step on him. So all he doing is thinking ahead, like, man, look, that Haney could make 140. That's in his mind. That's because he like, man, he gotta be. You get me? Like he said it. Like that's all. Hitchins just want a dance partner, bro. That's all. Ain't nothing wrong with that. He a fighter. But he might really believe what he said. But I think, like I said, as far as him being a fighter, that part of him wants that to be true because that could be an opponent for him, right? That and it's a fight that he feels like he'll be able to win. So I ain't tripping off. I like the different perspectives, right? I like the fact that he was able to explain what he meant. And notice even when Ness told him, like, well, when he said he's not ready for 47 and he's not going there, he said, well, the rematch for Ryan is going to be at 47. And he like, see, but that's not Devin. In his mind, he like, that's because it's Ryan. It's a big money fight. So, yeah, he'll be willing to go and fight at 47 for that big money fight. But I don't think he's thinking about life after that. Once you, like 144 to me is every bit of welterweight. They're going to be welterweights in the ring. So, to me, that's just him slowly acclimating and working himself towards that division. That's all that is. But I don't see him going back down because if you fight Jose Ramirez, you beat him, and you fight Ryan at your full-fledged 147, win or lose, like, is going back down after 2 fights essentially at welterweight the best move. If it was already difficult for you to make 140 after 2 fights at the weight class, both fights being difficult to make the weight limit, you figure you 2 fights removed from that weight class at 47. Now you talking about going back down? Hell no, I don't see it. So, like I said, man, we think these things through and through. I think Hitchins, like I said, is just speaking like a fighter. It's just hopeful that a guy like that can still be around in the division so he can have somebody to fight. You know what I mean? That's all. I don't think nothing is wrong with it. Shout out to LWBoxing. The fax machine is in the building, y'all. Hitchins getting his bread. Yeah, man, you can't hang with someone's size. Yeah, and again, we're going to talk about that too. Opulent LDTV, my bro. What's good with it, family? All things, what's good, fam? Tim Layton in the building. What's good? So let's talk about that because, again, a lot of people have this, this notion that he can't handle guys his size or, he can't compete with dudes that's, bigger, possibly bigger or the same size. For me, I just feel like it's some contributing factors that led into why Ryan was successful outside of him just being his size or possibly bigger, right? I think the familiarity with each other put Ryan in a comfortable position, right? They knew each other, you know what I'm saying? And on top of that, if you look at it, at no other point in Haney's career, I think you could look at it and say that he fought somebody where damn near every physical advantage that he grown accustomed to being, privileged to having, right, over these opponents, those were all stripped away when he got in the ring and Ryan Garcia was across the ring from him, right? So I think the only thing he could have said was he had a longer reach, but that was neutralized with the speed and power of Ryan Garcia. So what I'm saying is that was the first time he's been up against that kind of challenge. And on top of that, it was a guy that was familiar with him. So we just seen how a fight could play out when two guys know each other. Tank, Roach, ring a bell, right? See how that fight played out. It surprised some people. And even though this fight played out the way it did with Ryan and Devin, it still kind of surprised people, right? Seeing him get knocked around and getting up. So I just think that was the first time he's been at a disadvantage. You get what I'm saying? In his career that way. Like he's usually at those physical advantages, taller, bigger man. You get what I'm saying? Possibly stronger and things like that. So younger, fresher. So it's a lot of things, a lot of advantages that he's grown accustomed to having when getting in the ring with these guys. And like I said, when you're getting in the ring with Ryan on the other side of you, none of that is present. You get what I'm saying? None of that is the case. Like you're not the bigger man. You get what I'm saying? You're not the stronger man. You're not the faster man. You're not so much the taller man, right? You might have a little couple inches of reach, but that shit ain't enough. So that's what I'm saying. Got to take that into account, right? He never been at that type of disadvantage for himself. So it was a lot to, I think, overcome on the night. You was in there with a guy that, you know, was very confident and brave, and you fought the wrong kind of fight. So it was a lot of contributing and deciding factors, I think, that played into why that fight looked the way it did. You get what I'm saying? But all I'm saying is people question if he can handle somebody his size. I think is understandable. It's a fair question, but I think that question hasn't been answered yet. I know a lot of people feel like, well, the Ryan Garcia proved it. That's one fight. That's one guy. That's Ryan Garcia. And I know whether you think highly of him or not, it's not a lot of people that would have been able to do to Devin what Ryan did that night. I just don't believe so. It's not a whole list of names that would have been able to do it that way, right? So got to consider that as well. So my thing is, now that he had the chance, he had 12 rounds to deal with that. You get what I'm saying? Look, not only is he fighting Jose Ramirez in a catch weight, as in preparation to that next weight class, is somebody that's relatively around his size. But strangely enough, oddly enough, he feel like dude is a little small too. Ramirez, check this out.
Yeah. Watch him. Watch him. May 2nd. May 2nd. Yeah. It was a good training camp. It's good discipline. Good training camp. Yeah.
The first time.
Yeah. I'm not gonna miss weight. Don't worry. Yeah. I'm not gonna miss weight.
Nah, I know you think.
Yeah. I know. We'll see you May 2nd. Let's go to the show.
You see, told him, like, you look small. You look smaller than I thought. Like, he on that you small stuff again. So you know how Haney treat fighters that he feel like too small. Like, I'm just saying, I think we might have been missing it. I didn't catch that at first, man. He feeling like Jose. You might have some height, but you kind of small. You know what I'm saying? Hey, right. Hey, Aisha, how do we usually do the fighters that he feel like too small, though? He beat up on them, don't he? You might, man, listen. Cornelius, what it do, player? What's going on? 2 cents, boxing, peace to the queen. How you feeling? You said you think it's just a mind game? It could be. I couldn't say it wouldn't be, but for me, like, given his history opulent, I think it's more than a mind game with him. It might be something he really think. And if he truly feels like he's too small, that could be good or bad, right? Because I'm over here making a case like, you see how he do people that he feel like too small, but what if that's not the case? What if he get too brave because he feel like he's too small and it backfire, right? There's always that, but I'm leaning toward. I'm going the opposite way. I say he going box him. I say Jose Ramirez about to get a boxing lesson this weekend, y'all. I feel very comfortable saying that. Devin Haney is using him to acclimate to the weight class, to fight somebody relatively closer to his size, right? He has some of the same questions about himself to answer as well as Devin Haney, right? If he still got it, if he's still the same fighter, is he gonna look better, right? Can he return to the top of the pack, right? The upper echelon of the division. Those guys got those questions evenly on both sides. So let's see how it play out. But for me, Haney gonna be his kryptonite, bro. That boxing that he do, staying disciplined and sharp, being good footwork, stuff like that. that's gonna give Ramirez problems, yo. So if he can't land that hook, bro, he gonna be in trouble. And he got a hook. It's not as dangerous as Ryan left hook, but he got one. He got a hook, but the question is, will he be able to land it? Did Haney learn from the Ryan fight? And is he gonna be well prepared going into this fight? Because it's a big fight for him, right? This is a very meaningful fight. A loss could mean what? You get me? So I think he motivated. I think him and Bill Haney did some scouting. I think they feeling like Mikey Garcia. They see something. You know what I'm saying? I think they feeling like Mikey. They see something. You get me? They feeling like this man might be a little too small for us. PJ's big dog, what it do? Chills was good with it. Yeah, he loves saying people too small. He do. Hendog, what it do, homie? And he will beat him by majority decision. Yeah, he will be a champion if he fights Barrios. Devin ain't called Ryan small because he know that ain't the case. He would have been lying. He would have been lying if he'd have called Ryan small. He know Ryan ain't small. I expect jab the whole night. Yeah, hey, up, man. If it gotta be dead by 1,000 jabs, he gotta get him up out of there like that. Get him. You know what I'm saying? Because look, I truly respect that he went out there and gave people the fight that they wanted to see, that he felt like they wanted to see. At least that's what him and his pops was saying, right? Now it's time to do what Devin Haney does. And you know what Devin Haney do? Stick to that jab, stay disciplined. You get what I'm saying? By any means, I feel jabby, 1,000 jabs by 1,000. If it gotta be 1,000, that by 1,000, man. Jab him up, man. Jab him up and get him up out of there. Right hands, poke his body here and there. You know what I'm saying? Take the air up out of him. But I'm comfortable with this one. Listen, I'm picking Haney for the boxing lesson. You know what I'm saying? And McQueen, the professor in the building. What's good, bro?
Man, you said something that had my antennas going up.
Talk to me. What's up?
Everybody ain't gonna be able to do him the way that Ryan Garcia did him. And I think
tell him they not.
I think the size thing has been a tad bit overblown.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it had to do with the fights that he had prior to Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
The Gamboa fight, the Jojo Diaz fight. But if you look at his resume, for the most part, over his last, 10 to 15 fights, most of them guys been close in size.
Mm-hmm.
I think the difference is, with Ryan, obviously it's the hand speed and the power. That's really what it comes down to, because Antonio Moran is like 5'10". They got Devin Haney listed at 5'9" on BoxRec.
Mm-hmm.
Alfredo Santiago, I believe, is like 5'10", or like 5'9".
Right.
Antonio, did you see the way Antonio Moran looked last, what was it, 2 weekends ago against Mike Juan Williams?
Hold on, didn't he fight Jermaine?
He did fight Jermaine.
This fight?
He fought Jermaine. He's been on a nice little streak. So he got
That's
a hell
what
of
I'm
a
saying.
resume.
Jermaine ain't look too hot against him.
Nope. But I'm just talking about the size though.
Right.
I'm just talking about just size.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It wasn't he looked big as hell when he fought against what's my man's name too? Cuban dude, Andy Cruz.
Andy Cruz, right.
Antonio Moran's not a little dude, and he hurt Andy.
He hurt Andy. Bro has hurt Andy. So I'm with you. I think people have, and the only reason I'm saying it's still a little premature because that's Ryan. We have to see if that's really the case, and how you really fully answer that question is if the other guys that are relatively his size or possibly a bit bigger able to do very similar to what Ryan was able to do. If that's the case, where he just looked like a, and even that fight, that's why I keep saying, I watched it again recently, bro. He did very well in those rounds where he wasn't getting pummeled. You get me? Like he did. So, man, this dude, it's a way for him to win this fight. And I think the only way we really answer the question if we can handle these guys' is size. If, like I said, more guys are able to duplicate something similar to what Ryan did. And I think that's part of the reason why they might have scouted Jose Ramirez too, because you see him similar in height and stuff like that, but he like, man, you're a little smaller than I thought. Like, you still talking about small. So it's interesting, bro. He usually approach a fight a certain way. when you feel like people are small. Shout out to my brother D1 in the Cash App. He said they still too small. It's crazy.
Juan Carlos Burgos was another dude that he fought. That was around like 5'9", something like that. What's the other dude's name? He's been on a pretty good run himself since that loss to Dev. Abdulev.
Yeah.
He's another dude. He's like 5'9". So
Yeah.
just like the notion that like Dev has been fighting nothing but Jojo Diaz's,
right,
and Vasily Lomachenko in terms of like the size of the fighters is, I think it's been a tad bit overblown.
Yeah,
it's like we hear things and we just run with it and we don't do any type of research. We don't do any further inspection. We just accept it as law and perpetuate it.
Right, and I'm like, we still only seen the one guy do it, and I know I'm not sold that everybody does that to him.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well,
Right.
I already been getting these, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Right. Shout out to D1, man. Appreciate you, bro. Much
They
love.
don't have the attributes of Ryan Garcia besides just the height.
Mm-hmm.
And then they also don't have the attributes in concert with the game plan to actually execute it. Because that was the thing, man. Like Ryan had enough of everything to be able to execute the game plan.
Right.
Does
And that's
Jose
what I'm saying.
Ramirez have that? Does he have that same sense of timing? Does he have the same hand speed? Is his technique, like as far as like his actually delivering the punches, is that the same? Like, no.
Can he get up in gear? Like, can he go through the gears like he once used to? Because he was a really dangerous come forward guy, and he was a two-handed fighter, which made him even more dangerous. And he went to the body, so it made him a bit to deal with and at his absolute best. But I just like I said, man, and not to take anything from him, man, the married life got to be great and all that with the kids and family. But since seeing him come back, look a little domesticated. He looks like a guy like before he fought with, and it wasn't careless, but he was in this shit. He'd get in there and really mix it up and he'll be in a fight. But now he fights like he has this family to go back home to. Like that is in the back of his mind. I think that's something that's just realistic. It's not something that's crazy. Like it's not me taking nothing from him. Like you have something that's more important than this. You have time to settle on it, focus on it, and then come back to boxing. So it's like I think, and if I'm not saying too much or stressing the point, it just seems that's what possibly is the case because he's not a super old guy. He don't look like he beat his body up. He don't look like he don't live right. None of that is the case. So when I look at it, I'm like, bro, sometimes you fight like you care more than you ever did. Like it's something going on. Like you got shit to go home to. Like, man, I ain't just going in here and getting into these fights no more. And with that element not present in his game, it makes him a much different fighter, a lot more beatable. Shout out to Big Dog Willie, man. He said Tank versus Jake, we need to be touched on that. He said, I think there's a lot of truth to it. He said, I don't think Eddie Hearns will triple down on the fight. For real. Oh, you saying touch on it? Or you don't think Eddie Hearn? Yeah, I got a clip in here. We can get to it though. I got a clip in here. I know it pisses people off because they hate to even hear that WWE style fight. But that's what he's saying. Shout out to my guy, Big Dog, man. But yeah, man, that's where I'm at, man. So it's still some questions to be answered, but I'm really not willing to just count them out and say you can't beat guys at size because I believe in skill sets and skills, and I think this guy is his size, relatively is his size. Got to look at the specifics, but I think Jose Ramirez around 9 or 10, ain't he? So
5'10".
Yeah, he got some pretty long arms itself, so he don't have no super physical advantage over this guy. You could clearly say that this dude is relatively his size, so we'll find out. And I think he'll box him. It'll come down to skill set. Now, Ryan, again, he presented something different than I think anybody else would that got in the ring. The fact that he fought him 6 times before, that's a different level of comfortability already going into the ring. If you hear about how the corner man said Ryan was so peaceful in the back and seeing they out there with violins and shit, like, man, that dude is on another level. Like, he wasn't worried at all. And I ain't saying that anybody will be worried getting in the ring with him, but that level of comfort won't be present with somebody else that's getting in the ring with him. Just being that familiar with the guy. And on top of having that rare speed and power to be able to take advantage of the flaws that Devin Haney did have in this game. Everybody won't be able to have that type of success, I don't think. I ain't saying they can't have it, but show me it, man. So we'll see. You know, this fight will answer some more questions for us for sure.
And in addition to the whole flaw thing, also just being able to negate strength. Devin Haney, one of his biggest weapons is his jab. And with Ryan, he was not only prepared to time it, but he was also equipped to take advantage of it because he's got the hand speed. He was able to catch him as he was throwing. So I don't know if Jose Ramirez has that. And you're absolutely right about his fights in the past. He was definitely two-handed, but he was more of a swarmer, not really an explosive guy like that. Like Ryan is explosive. Like, we've seen this dude throw left hooks that they had to slow down like exponentially in the replay in order to see it.
Right.
He clipped old boy that came up to 40 Fortuna.
You're right.
We don't know if Ramirez is dealing with that type of athleticism and explosiveness.
Yeah, man. So and that's where I'm at. What can Ramirez do? He possess the tools at this point in his career to really give Devin Haney that trouble? And if so, how soon could he cause these problems for him? Because the guy that I've been seeing boxing the last few times out, it's something missing there, and I've seen it consistently. And then if you just go look at one of his more recent fights with Barboza, look at the way he boxed him. He didn't do nothing super crazy. He knew where to be and what moves to make. Like he had an answer for his whatever he had going on. He didn't even make that look super hard at all. I ain't saying it was easy, but he boxed him in a way where I'm like, yo, that's how you looking? The only way you beat Devin Haney if he's a shot fighter. That's the only way. If that's
what up, y'all?
Haney, he beats him, I think. What's going on, 2 cents?
Nothing. What up? And I got a question for you real quick.
You good. Go ahead.
Were you the one that told me about the black sequence short theories?
Yep.
So let me tell you what happened in Eubank's fight, right? Because I had put some money on Conor Benn because of how drained Eubanks was. And then when the fight started, I seen he had them sequin shorts on because I did a live. I'll tell him on live. I said, Conor Benn about to lose, y'all. He got them sequin shorts on. And they was like, why are you saying that? I was like, I think it was Emma Queen that came on my panel and we ran down all the fighters that lost with them damn black sequin. And they were like, oh, Tyson Warm and all this other stuff. And I was like, listen, y'all, Conor Benn finna lose. I should change my damn bet.
Yeah, man, he opened my eyes to that too, man.
Yo, 2 cents. You know what's so crazy?
Since I've been seeing it, been consistent. Every time I see somebody end up losing, get knocked out.
Eubank Senior knocked out Nigel Benn. Nigel Benn. Nigel Benn had them black sequin shorts on the night he got knocked out by Senior.
I mean, from now on, black sequin shorts, I'm just taking it. I don't care what it look like, what makes sense. I'm going against the black sequin shorts moving forward.
It's real. I'm telling you. CJ, what it do on me? I'm telling you.
But y'all was talking about Devin Haney. I don't know why people think that just because you have criticisms of critiques of a fighter, you want them to lose. I don't think anybody really wants Devin Haney to lose. Well, I can't speak for everybody, but I'm just saying people that was criticizing Bill or criticizing for fighting small fighters, like nobody wants him to lose. That's just the criticism we have of the fighter. So I think people should kind of separate that. Because somebody was like, I know you want Devin to lose. I'm like, why do you think I want Devin to lose?
Right.
Like that shit don't even, why would I want Devin to lose? That shit don't even make sense. Like it just don't make sense. But I hope Devin pull it off. But my only thing is, why is he fighting at a catch weight like Hitchins said? And why would you let your first fight, like why would you let Ryan get a fight at 47 and then your first fight be Ryan at 47? Or am I looking too deep into that?
You said why would he allow Ryan to be his first fight?
Yeah, why would he allow Ryan to be his first fight at 47? Why would he let Ryan get a fight at 47 and then he take a fight at a catchweight and then his first fight at 47 be with Ryan? Or am I looking too deep into that?
I mean, I can't say you're looking too deep in it. You just got a interesting perspective. I can see why you'll say that, but here's something to think about or consider, right? I think the numbers is kind of throwing us off a bit. 44, right? They gonna be welterweights in there, and I think that is his that's gonna be counted for me as a fight at welterweight for him, and I think he's using Jose Ramirez to do it. Why they didn't just go to the full weight, I'm not sure. But maybe he's just easing his way into it after the time off, I would think. So possibly, but I'm looking at this as like a warm up into the, to the division. I thought
let me ask
was fighting at the catch weight. No,
after making all that weight, after making that big deal about the 3 pounds and all that, I just
let me ask a question though. Is there anything
Lord,
over
Mr.
140?
Shelton.
Is there anything over 140 welterweight? Or am I tripping?
I mean,
No, that's
pretty
it.
much, right.
That's all the weight classes. Anything over the weight class, it rounds up to the next weight class.
Right. So
that's what I thought. So this doesn't really, this
Mhm.
doesn't really even matter.
So now 3 pounds don't matter.
It never has.
I know he made a big deal about that 3 pounds, but I don't think that was the make or break either. I just think that was, something he was holding on to because he was in a bad situation. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? It's like you ain't make weight, but that wasn't the deciding factor at all.
Now 3 pounds makes a difference if you are like a guy, like let's take a Ryan. If Ryan's trying to make 135, then 3 pounds makes a hell of a difference because he can't make it. But if Ryan's fighting at 147 and somebody comes in at 144, on fight night, you're probably going to be 160, both of y'all anyway. So it really doesn't matter.
Right. That's why I think that's a good point, Doug. Ryan basically fought his last fight of the same thing, 143. Now he at 47. Haney doing the same shit, pretty much. And I think he using Ramirez and this fight as a, just a warm-up, a prep for the Ryan fight and the division.
Right. Well, and to I'm sorry, and to and 2 cents. I heard your theory, man, but that wasn't the reason why Conor Benn lost. Conor Benn lost because he ain't got no jab, no footwork. He ain't very good.
He had them black sequin shorts on. You was on the live with me. I told y'all he was losing. I said, and McQueen came up here and he said if they got the sequin shorts on, it's a wrap. It's a
Everything you're
wrap.
saying is I agree with, but I'm telling you, them shorts, you gotta throw them shorts in the mix too. They don't help. Everybody that wear them joints I see now, I'm like, damn, man. Ever since he said it's funny because these dudes come out here and get their ass beat, cooked, knocked out, dropped.
I'm talking about even undercard fighters, even fighters you ain't never heard of. If they in there with black sequin shorts on, they lose. It's crazy. It's crazy.
47 is completely different. For me, I don't feel like it's that much a bigger deal unless you had to kill yourself to make 144. Right.
I mean, 2 Cents did say that on her show, y'all, but let's just be honest. Conor Benn has no jab, no footwork, and he's not very good.
I mean, yeah, he got some holes.
I mean,
for sure.
it is what it is.
Them sequence trunks, them do it no good. He should have got the memo. It was a good fight, though. He fought his heart out. I respect him for sure. I mean,
that was a great fight. That was a great fight.
You gonna go out like that.
I started to bet on the decision for Eubanks too, but I'm looking at him throughout the fight because I was live betting, and I'm like, this dude, look how he breathing, he wobbly in there, he's slow, he missing shots, his timing off. I was like, no way, Eubanks gonna make it all 12 rounds.
Yeah,
no way.
Then what happened to that? And then what happened around round 4 or 5? What happened?
Conor Benn put them black sequin shorts on.
They took over. I think that veteran experience, bro, and being more battle tested in them situations, he was more equipped to have a fight like that. Where it's like a war of attrition. Because you've seen.
And you know this too, Just because you talk about it all the time. You can't win no fight throwing them winging wild shots like that. You're gonna gas yourself up.
Yeah, right on out. Right, and I always thought about that with Conor Benn too. Would he shoot his load at any point? Because he wanted so bad, and that shit usually gets you clipped and hurt. And you seen it. It happened. It started happening. He started getting caught. I'm like, there it is. He had to fight for his life. Now they talking about doing it again. I think they need to leave that alone, though. But we'll see, because they already talking about rematch. But
does Eubank? I'm asking all 3 of y'all. Does Eubank have anything left in the tank?
Definitely not.
He just was too small. He just was too small for me.
Again.
And let me ask y'all a question too, and McQueen and just like if we think about the fight, really what we had was two fighters fighting at disadvantages.
Yeah.
And is this what people want to see? I mean,
No.
don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's a bad fight, but I'm just saying, like, let's be for real. Like, I don't want to see that again. I don't want to see you too small, and I don't want to see you too drained. We got to do that to get a good fight. No, y'all.
Right. That's why I say, I get it. Like you said, it is a good fight, but I don't care to see it under them same circumstances. Like, I'm not that bloodthirsty to see it because I was advocate for how that dude was looking. I'm like, bro, you doing the sauna thing. You climbed about the sleeping bag. I'm like, dude, you try to flex. You look like you ready to fall over. I'm like, hell no, I don't want to see this again. And then Conor Benn, now you in no man's land. Because if you run that back, look, it's a good chance you could lose again. And then what do? Go back to 47 after 2 fights? Like, you playing with your career. So, like, these dudes, man, I really hope they got paid because they really made some real sacrifices, man. Eubank is at a delicate point in his career, too. Like you said, show how much do he got left, especially if you got to kill yourself like that again.
And he like, what, 35? How old is Eubank?
35.
35.
Mm-hmm.
But they put 67,000 asses in them seats, so they probably made a nice little piece of change.
I'm pretty sure they did. They got paid. I know they did to even take the fight under them circumstances. I know he had to get paid something. His pops was speaking.
Now, here's my question.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my biggest question. We got Conor Benn and we got Chris Eubank Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Who does Conor Benn beat at 47? That matters. And who does Eubank Jr. beat at 68?
Conor Benn, best choice is to try to get burials before somebody else get to him.
He might could beat Tszyu. He might could beat Tszyu. He might could beat Devin.
But Tsz유's not at 47. Tsz유's at 40. Tsz유's not at 47. He's at 40.
I thought he moving up because he about to fight Boots, or they talking about a Boots fight.
Come on, man. That dude, nobody want to see that.
Hello? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, we can.
Got you, bro. Go ahead.
Oh, Lord, not Joseph. Not Joseph.
I don't got no problem with y'all. I don't know why y'all think I got beef with y'all.
We don't got no beef. We don't got no beef.
Hilltop with it.
Nobody got no beef, man. Go ahead. Shoot your shot.
What's good, bro?
All right. I want to say, I think Dev, if he had his best, he gonna 11-1 him. But if y'all saying he shot, but I don't think he shot, the worst it'll be is probably like 8-4. That's at the worst. Cause like I know everybody's seen that fight that he had with I forgot dude the Teal fighting. But he fought on that undercard. I know everybody's seen that fight. Like, oh boy, don't look the same at all.
Who that? Ramirez? Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, he missing a gear, and I'm telling you, only thing I can say is it's a possibility the added weight could help him because he keep talking about being more energetic, and that's the possibility. But it's gonna come down to, I think, are you more skillful than that dude? Because it's gonna be more of a boxing match. I just don't see him having the gear to push it the way he used to push it. And I said it before, ever since he came back after losing to Taylor and he got married or something like that. Shout out to him and the family life, but he fight like he got somebody to go home back to, and he don't just go all out like he used to. He had really.
Are you saying he got civilized, Jeff? Are you saying he's civilized now?
Right, he is. Rick Timms, what it do, homie? And that's what happened to Devin too. We're gonna talk about that because Buddy ass got a little civilized too, man. He needed this law that I don't even know if you want to look at it as a loss, whatever. It don't count on the record, right? But he needed some type of wake up call. It's unfortunate that had to happen, but why I say it? Because of the changes that he said he made. And I think who was it? Was it Eddie Hearn or somebody speaking about it? One of him or Oscar, one of them mentioned how many people he had in the locker room. Like, it looked like a damn rap video. He like, yo, who are these people? Like, dude, you started very small. So you heard him. He cut a lot of those people out. And then did y'all hear him talking about driving your Lambo and this to the train. Like you comfortable, bro. You need
Everybody need a change sometimes, though. Everybody need a change.
And it's possible. It happens, Joe. He a lot of success early as hell in his career. So it happens, but because he human. But hell no, he needed a wake up call, man. I'm like, oh, you got comfortable. You got comfortable too early, bro.
I think he gonna be his peak self though.
I think
he's been training for a whole year. That's like what people don't realize. Like he wasn't just
needed it
like
all. He needed some
sitting
time
down.
off.
Like he was training the whole time.
Needed some time off. He needed some time off.
He switched to trainers and all that, like Nate Jones.
Yeah,
That's
he
what
had a
Bill
chance
said.
to
He the
process
lead
that
trainer.
loss, which is
Yeah.
important to me because you gotta be able to accept accountability, and I heard that, so I'm comfortable. He gonna box Ramirez. Maybe some people complain. I have something to say. I'm not moving no goalposts. He got to shake back. That dude is closer to his size. He got questions and answers. He's not super old. It's not like no senior citizen he fighting. So look, it's a good fight. It's a former champion. Wasn't he unified or something at one point?
Yeah.
So yeah, I believe Ramirez.
He was unified at 140, bro.
Yeah, until what's the name?
And he lost undisputed to Josh, I think.
Josh
Hey, Joseph Jackson, I got a quick question for you. I think Bill made this for Joseph Jackson. Do you think Bill made a good decision by letting Nate be the head trainer? This is just me asking you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is he the head trainer?
Bill ain't never had a problem with letting people in the gym.
Well, I'm talking about letting him be in charge.
You know what?
Because I mean, like
Possibly
Nate
not.
always been around him, so like that ain't nothing new.
He got more.
He
Might have more
let
experience than
Floyd Senior
Bill.
be the
So
lead
it might be
trainer. Like he let people lead when it's time to lead. Like Dev make the decisions. Like he just the business.
No, but I'm just talking
Bill,
about
he
like
just handle the business.
I'm asking you. I'm asking you as a fan, not what you think, but as a
No, I
fan.
don't
Do
think
you?
it's a problem because like he trained Floyd too. So like, why not get a new look in the corner if you think you need it?
Right. I think the key with them is bringing people around that's as experienced as are more experienced than what Bill may is, right? You know what I mean? At this point, I think Nate Jones might fit. Nate Jones might fit the bill. Big Supreme would it do, homie? So if he's allowing somebody with more expertise to lead, that could be a positive, right? And that's something about him that I don't think people speak about enough, right? He ain't no control freak. Yeah, he might be loud. He might sell a bunch of wolf tickets, piss people off. I think that's part of what he feel like he's sent to do. But when it's time to like make decisions, and if he allow other people to like help out, like I think he's always
he'll take a step back. He ain't
right.
like
Yeah, he ain't like Schofield Senior.
Yeah, he's still gonna talk his talk though. Like he ain't taking a step back from that. But like he's shown like in the corner, like he'll take a step back. But I don't know. He had Zab Judah. Zab Judah daddy was gonna lead the corner until Bill came back over there. So like he ain't never had a problem with like stepping back.
Yeah, man.
Like,
Make
he
sure
trusts
that
the people that he bring around him. So
our Big Supreme, my God, yeah. So Bill, that's one place I think that kind of makes him strong as a trainer, because I think we all can see he's still learning certain things, and it's always going to be somebody that's more experienced than you, and as long as he understands that, I don't think he have a problem letting somebody come in, and I think the goal is the same, right? To get him the best in the best position possible so he could win. That's where Bill is dope. It gets overlooked because he's super loud, and I get it. But for me, I be trying to look at everything. So that's why I commend him. I know a lot of people, like, they give him flat. I hate hearing people make detailed videos that get tons of views with, them saying Bill has ruined his career. And it's like, bro, y'all acting crazy. Like, that's failed.
Well, I think it's just good on everybody's part. I mean, especially on his part. I respect, Bill be capping. I was just, I'd be kind of messing around with that. But on Bill's part, I'm kind of happy that he allowed somebody else to take the reins and let his son level up with a better trainer. I'm not saying that Bill's not a good trainer, because he brought his son to a certain man. He brought his son, but there's always that extra boost and the extra step that he can take.
Right. Yeah, I don't think so. I think Amari Jones might not be with DHP no more.
he is.
I thought I was just hearing somebody say he's something about him not being over there. Matter of fact, I gotta go double check, because it was Jahai Tucker talking about him. They were supposed to have a fight or something. I gotta go watch that again. See what he was saying. I'm not sure though. Do you know, Joe, what you said? You said he is?
Nah, he is because he keep posting about the DHP shit. So I
Yeah,
think
he might still be. Might be. But it just I don't know. He just
I
looked
don't think he fighting on his card. None of his fighters fighting on his card though.
Yeah.
Because it's a ring magazine card.
Shout out to Keys. Yeah, so I don't know, but I think this dude is this the start of the continuation, the next part of his career, should I say, the next chapter, and it start with Jose getting outboxed, I think, this weekend. That's what I see for him. I like Bill in his corner, giving instructions over Nate and Shane's communication skills are way better. Yeah, I agree, because Shane is, he don't speak it as good as one could, right? Obviously taking punches to the head, and same thing with Nate. So yeah, but Bill is a lot better at communicating. And I said this before, like I remember them joking about the moment that they had in the corner with the Loma fight and the instruction that he gave. And even I made some jokes, but I still was able to realize whatever he was told, it was enough for him to go out there and perform. It's like it's between them two, it worked out. Like he lit whatever fire he needed to light, or gave him whatever confidence he needed to have to go out there and finish that fight strong. So,
but what I feel like he did that like round 10, right? So round that's when Loma turned up at the end of round 10, and then he really turned up in 11. And then like he kept telling them use that right hand, and he wasn't really using it for real. But in the 12th round, it was like Devin won that round. So like and he won it off the right hand, going to the body. He was like, we don't care. We already know what he throwing. That ain't nothing. Rip down to the body.
Next dream, what it do? I like Mickey Bay too. Yeah, man. Bill's he's still learning on the job.
Bill is solid, man. I think he's a lot better than what he's given credit for. I agree with Joseph Jackson, and I agree with L-Dub, because I peeped in the Loma fight too. Like in the middle rounds, Dev was getting touched up occasionally whenever he was just like probing and leaving his lead extended. And Bill was getting on his case about it. He was like, yo, you can't just back straight out with your lead extended. Like, you got to get your ass off the line. So Bill he's able to pick up on things, and he's able to communicate them for sure.
Right.
I think with Bill, the next step for him as a trainer is to get better with the technical aspect in the gym, so they're better prepared. So maybe just going through various scenarios. But as far as being able to see what's going on and give feedback, I think Bill is actually pretty good. He's actually a little bit understated in that regard.
I think that's fair.
And then here's the other thing too, man. Like, we only saw that one fight with Ryan Garcia where it looked like that. Like, could you imagine if we would have had social media and YouTube, like back in Muhammad Ali's day when he got clipped by what's my man's name? Jerry Cooney. He got hit with a left hook by Jerry Cooney. We be going crazy. Like, man, he need to fire Angelo Dundee. Angelo Dundee ain't shit. That's how we be talking.
Right. Right. And I don't think Bill is a detriment to his career until I feel like I see that. I ain't never calling for the man job or even for him to step back, because I think he knows how to do that on his own. He's done it before. But I just think the things that people don't like about him kind of push people to call for him to step back or stop talking so much. For me, it's as long as you being genuine with the stuff that you put out, I'm cool with it, because he gonna promote the hell out of Devin. He gonna talk his shit. That's just what he is. I mean, as long as he know what come with it. So it's cool, man. I just think he means
Bill said plenty of times though that like if Devin want him to step back, he ain't got no problem with it.
Yeah,
like he's still the manager and the promoter at the end of the day. So like he said he'll step back if he need to step back.
Yeah, they look like they good team. They don't look like they got the issues and stuff like that. And shout out to Brian Norman Sr. I was talking to him yesterday, and he was saying like, him and his son had butted heads a bit. You know what I mean? And it's little things that they go through, right? So just to know that Devin, not saying they don't go through nothing, but they pretty solid. They look happy together. Like he don't never look like he need Bill to chill. Like, that'd be cool. You write the checks, I'm gonna cash them.
That's because Dev don't like to talk. Like if y'all notice, like Dev be smiling when Bill be popping it out the
Yeah,
mouth,
he
like
do. Yeah, he do. With
yeah,
that
but
little
he don't
gold
like
tooth
popping it
and
like
shit.
that. He just be like, the most I seen Devin talk was the Ryan fight,
Yeah. Say
and
Well, he
that's
talks a
because
lot. He
emotions
talks
got
to
involved.
Tio too. And I think Gus
you
was
breaking up,
too.
dog.
Oh,
You said
really? Oh,
what?
my fault.
Yeah. Nah, you got clear now.
I said I think Devin hates Tio more than he hates Ryan.
I think
Nah, I
so
don't
too.
think he
I
hate
think so
Tio
too.
though.
I don't want to say hate with his hate, but I definitely think he would like to put hands on him for sure. I do. I think he'd beat him. I think he'd want to put hands on Tio. Cause that face off, I always love that face off with them too, with that energy that dad was showing. He looked like he wanted to fight right there. Like, yo, you ain't gonna do shit.
Tio be tripping though.
We need that fight, man. I think it's
Yeah, that's the fight we need. But Tio be tripping though. Tio be he be
Haney
talking
humble him, bro. Haney humble him.
spicy.
Box him and just stay sharp. Box, move, stay behind the jab, do the shit that will piss Tio off. Be technically sound, smart, disciplined. Those are the things, qualities Haney got. So he could talk that shit. Notice he'll talk a lot of shit about him, but you rarely ever will hear him say, "Yeah, I want to fight him. I'm gonna do this. We gonna do." No, he don't never talk like that. That's why I'm convinced, bro. You really know what's up with that kid. Have they ever even sparred? I don't think so, right?
Yeah, they sparred when they was younger.
Because that's always gonna be a good fight. The styles is gonna make it a good fight, and it's gonna be fun watching Tio get frustrated while he get hit with jabs and right hands.
I always thought that Devin
Yeah, I
was too
think he
long
had to
for
knock
Tio.
Haney out. I don't think he outboxes him.
Yeah, I always thought he was too long for him. And like every time Tio get in front of the dude with like footwork, he be having like major problems.
Yeah,
Like when he
He
fought
gets frustrated.
Ortiz, like I thought Ortiz won it 7-5, but
Yeah, he
you
can't
gotta
when he
win. You
can't
gotta
bluff his
beat
way
the
to
champ.
victory.
So
And that's the thing. Haney is enough of an athlete where that shit that he typically do for people, it won't work. That shit that he normally do, it just won't work. All that. And again, you can do that with guys with 7 losses and they're doing all that silly shit with your hands and feet. Like I call it bluffing and posturing. That's what he be doing.
like
And
he
it's like,
wouldn't do
but
none of
it's
that 52
weird
blocks.
because he
He
gets
wouldn't
in
do
a
none of that.
rhythm doing this shit. And that's if you play into his hands. Now he having fun because it's a level of that shit that gets him into the fight. But for people like you didn't really see that shit for Jermaine Ortiz. Just go look at the fight. He didn't give him that. He never was comfortable to the point where he would start really.
He was frustrated.
Frustrated, exactly. So it's like that's what Haney would do to him. I believe that. I'm not just saying that. I always said it. I think his style frustrates a Teofimo. And the fact that he'll stick to a game plan. You know he will. Even if it ain't his best interest, he'll do it, right? So yeah, he'll box him, yo. I think he'll box him and embarrass him and beat him on points.
Only thing I ain't like about the Ryan fight was that Bill said that he switched the game plan mid camp. Like, ain't no way they should have been like sit. Like, I've never seen Devin Haney sit in the pocket that long. He always like throw like 2-3 shots and then he gone.
It's just
he
doing
never
it
left.
early too. Early, like when Ryan was fresh and you did it when he was his most dangerous. He was able to lay hands on you a little bit when he was his freshest. That was the problem.
Yeah, that was yeah.
But 2 through 6 when he started boxing.
That's what I'm
and
saying. I
then,
watched
like
it just the other
when
day.
Dev got comfortable in the ring, he sat with him in again.
It's
I was
clear in
watching.
my head,
I was
bro.
like,
It's clear in my head. He was boxing the hell out of it. He was giving Ryan a bit. You could see the difference in like skill set and I don't know, like pedigree. You seen it a little bit. I don't even want to say pedigree because they Ryan been amongst them guys as well. But you was able to see the difference. I don't want to level. You could see it. You could see where the discipline come in at. Where Ryan, where Devin could stick to a game plan and box and pile up points and put rounds in the bank. That's all you got to do. Like you can't have the mentality to kill him. Unfortunately, you just got to embarrass him, and you got to be cool with that. That's what I truly believe. If you hurt him and that present itself, by all means, take your shot. But you can't go into the fight thinking like, yeah, I'm about to knock him out. That's not it. That's always gonna put you in harm's way. I think you got to go in there with like, you know what? I'm about to utilize all the skills that I said I got, all the areas where I feel like I'm better than him. That's what I'm gonna display. That's what you should want to do. Don't give him an opportunity to get comfortable. Don't give him the looks that he wants. And definitely make the correction and prepare for that left hook. Because
He
I
just
would
got to
love to
keep
see
him
how
on
the
the
fight
move the
goes
whole
if he don't
time.
get caught.
Cause,
If he don't get
when he
dropped and that shit go the distance, how does that fight go? You get what I'm saying, y'all? That's all. And you don't get dropped in every fight. It's not, etched in stone that he's got to get knocked down or knocked out by Ryan. That's not for sure. We making those mistakes, hell yeah, it can happen. But I'm expecting him to really be able to make those corrections. And if it's putting a lot on him, hey man, that's what he's gonna have to do. I think he's capable mentally of making those corrections and putting in the work. I know that dude want to beat Ryan Garcia. Ain't no way in hell he don't want to beat him. Ain't no way. All that shit he had to go through after losing, the fans, they still booing this man. And that's the part, like, oh, all right, bro, enough is
it's just
enough.
more bulls
Like,
now.
y'all
They
still
been
booing a
booing them though.
lawsuit?
It's
Nah,
just
I
more.
don't. I don't level with y'all. That shit old news, bro. They moving on. Y'all still boo the man, and then you cheer for Ryan. Then you got other combat athletes. Like I said, they just completely turned their backs on Haney, talking about they love Ryan, and I'm like, bro, he cheated. That's why the law.
That's why I don't understand either. He cheated.
That shit
Dude
pisses me
cheated.
off.
But
Like that
you
blows
get
me, bro.
views hating on Haney now. Like everybody want to interview you now. Like nobody was talking about Rampage until he was like, "Oh, I hate Devin Haney." Now everybody want to interview the nigga. Why you hate him so much? This and that.
Right.
And so that's how it go. Now
Yeah, I just don't understand. The man cheated, and Devin's get on the rap for it. That's cold blooded shit. That's cold blooded.
I was like, yeah,
but
y'all. I could
Ryan
tell
got
which
like a
ones
cult
don't
like
really like him.
following though. Like
That shit bad. I'm like, bro, the lawsuit ain't even that serious. And that's why I say, man, the more you had a conversation, you could. I do like the fact that Bill said that was on me, but people ain't gonna hear that part because they already made their judgment. No, you saw if you was doing this, man, that was his pops clearly getting advice from him. His pops wanted to pursue and go through with that, and the truth be told, I think they wanted to use that shit as leverage, man, because the minute they started talking about it's another fight, you started hearing shit like, well, you dropped the lawsuit, we can fight again. And then boom, what do you have? They left this shit alone, and now you got plans of another fight. So at the end of the day, it could have been a smarter tactic than what people think if they felt like that's what they needed to do to make sure they got a fight with him. You know what I mean? Hey, you had to make a sacrifice. So now that's what you got. Them agreeing to fight each other. Remember, it was a point where Ryan was like, I ain't rematching him. Remember? So it's always more than one way to look at something. Like I'm
that
never
was before the lawsuit too.
Battery, but I could overlook that shit because I'm not a fool. That shit went nowhere. And at the end of the day, they wanted something out of the deal. If they were so sold on suing them, they wouldn't have compromised dropping a lawsuit for a fight that they feel like they should have been able to get anyway. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, to me, it was all about trying to get the dude back in the ring. That's all. I could be wrong, but I do remember him specifically saying he wouldn't fight him. I ain't fighting him again. No rematch. You heard Oscar talking shit like that. And then when they kind of changed their tune, it was like, oh, well, you dropped the lawsuit. Yeah, all right. Then so, hey, man, at the end of the day, that's really what it's about, man. And they felt like they lost money messing with this dude. So, I mean, your reputation took a hit, your stock. And I don't even like that conversation because I think that exaggerated most times. But in this case, nah, you still actively getting booed. I mean, you had the situation, nobody wanted to bid on the fight. Like, I'm not saying that all was the reason because of Ryan, but just from the outside looking in, it looked like that definitely contributed to that, right?
But
Because
they was throwing beer bottles at him before though.
Devin Haney
So,
was
I don't
always
know.
going to be the kind of fight it was going to be, regardless of Ryan, right? But when that happens, now you're able to look at it a bit different. Oh, you just lost, so it feels a different way. But the truth be told, that always was going to be the kind of fight that they look at it as, right? Boring or technical. I don't like to say boring. A technical chess match that people felt like they didn't want to see. You know what I mean? But that losing to Ryan or whatever, beating them, none of that changes that fight. That doesn't make that fight more appealing. You get what I'm saying? So I felt like I understood why it existed. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, just do.
Bringing out the situation, that never happens. No lawsuit.
Just do.
They would have just moved on.
Hey, just do. I just want to say this, and this is just the people out in, I don't care who, but stop this whole narrative that that the Austrian whatever didn't matter and all that shit. Just stop it. Dude cheated. Just go with that and let it ride. He should not been. He been cheating. Don't be using that shit like, oh, it doesn't matter. Don't do that shit because if your favorite fighter happened to him, then they'd be like, oh, well, he cheated. Don't do that shit. It's just a bad look.
Right. Where is this at? Yo, Ryan. Yo, is he? I just see a video. Did he admit to his team masking PEDs?
Oh
No, he
no.
didn't. No, he
That's
didn't.
probably one of them AI videos.
No, he
Nah, I
didn't.
mean, I'm saying it from. I was saying, one of the content creators make the video because he been doing some other interviews, and man, I'm telling you, this dude be talking too much. That's what happened.
Oh, are you talking about the new interview he did?
Yeah,
Today
I'm
with
trying
Mike?
to find where is it
He
at.
kind of. It was like he was putting his foot in his mouth, like he was fucking up. It's like he didn't read the script right. So
He's self snitching on him.
yeah, he was self
in the
snitching.
lyrics, self snitching.
Yeah, but he tried to cover it up. But that's
Shout
how
out
it
to my
goes.
dog, man.
But
Just
Mike
what I know,
Cockershire,
shout out to
he
behind
act like
that.
he ain't hear it though. So that's
Yeah,
how it be.
he said it initially like he didn't want to do nothing, but I thought that was more so a reaction to like still a more of a emotional response. Because the minute he had a chance to calm down, all of that shit changed, or shall I say, a minute to really sit there and think about it, that shit went totally the other way, and that's all they've been kind of talking about, right? Getting back in there with him, so yeah.
But that was his reaction when he first went on ESPN. That was the next day after he found out, oh boy, Pop Dirty.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't expect nothing different. Like, what you want him to say?
Yeah.
He just found out he fought a dirty fighter. So, like,
Yeah.
he can react how he want to react.
So, I mean, I could understand it. I could understand why you could say, yo, I don't want nothing else to do with him. He put me through all this and then cheated. And then at the same token, you turn around and a flip and you like, but at the same time, I got to get him back. So that back in blood thing is real. He really wanted his lick back. So that's what I'm cool with it. Go get it
Yeah,
back.
but just do. I know you said I don't like that lawsuit though. I really didn't. It just the optics look bad. Maybe I know the reason why they did it, but the optics look bad. So I just didn't like that. And the language that was in it, I didn't like that either. But I mean, it's all over now. But I'm just saying, I don't like that strategy by that Bill pulled right there.
Oh, what the lawsuit? I think,
Yeah.
for me, I think it was making it public, right? Because some shit like that ain't for everybody to try to understand. Like, we'll never have all the ins and outs of why you did it. Like, maybe he, in his mind, it was a reason for doing it, but for the people, we like, nah, that just looked bad. You get me? So you just didn't have to make it a like campaign about it, right? You almost was too proud about it. That was the problem. I think you could have. Think it's a way they could have did that shit without even shedding that much light on it.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure somebody would have brought it to the forefront, but I think breathing that much life into it, and then it took a whole nother turn, right, of its own, and people it turned a lot of people off. Because all they could think about is a combat athlete suing for battery, right? Now you got details leaking, and so it started looking crazy, but
that's not the only thing he was suing for. The main thing
no,
he
it's
was
not.
suing
But
for
for
was breach
people
of
like,
contract. That was the
again,
main thing.
people care about narratives and stuff like that. So
Yeah, Joseph Jackson. It's not people gonna look at one thing and
right,
just
one thing, and they like, oh, I got something, and that's it. They
But
don't
like
care about the
the
rest.
battery was like a part of the bullet points. Like, but on the header,
yeah,
it
but
said breach of
it's
contract
still
though.
people. If somebody already hates you, that's just more ammunition. They don't gonna look at one thing.
Yeah, they're not gonna be sensible with none of that, bro. They like, for instance, they're making it seem like that's the real reason that it exists versus the fact that PEDs was involved in a fair fight, right? That's the reason it exists, not the battery part. That's just part of it, right? So, but it's a lot to try to explain to people, and they ain't trying to hear it because they looking for a reason to knock you. So that's why I say it's a learning experience. I'm pretty sure you could learn from that. He probably do it again if he could, though. You know what I mean? So that's the type of person he is. But I think in the long run, man, just certain shit don't need to be made public, man. You can always learn from a mistake. So, I mean, now good thing is they get to move forward, man. And this fight card coming up, I said, man, I know who the favorites are, man, but we gonna see. I know people sell mask HPDs. Yeah, I know. Man, I just seen somebody say something about Ryan talking about his team specializing in masks and PEDs. I gotta find the clip of the audio where he talking about this.
Hey, Justin, when we get to the meat and potatoes of the conversation.
What's up?
Is it enough tank of maniacs in the crib? In the chat anymore?
They be pissed though. They be pissed.
They be hot about that.
The Butcher, what it do? Shout out to everybody rocking out, man. Y'all smashed the like button, man. You know what I mean? Hanos is coming back this weekend. And could he be champion at 47? The answer for me is if he was to fight Barrios, I think that's a winnable fight. I think Norman and Boots obviously are the tougher fights. But I think Barrios to me look like somebody, and they already expressed thoughts about wanting to fight him. If they got to him, I definitely think they could beat him. I do. Not an easy fight, but I think they can beat him. And he went forward with the lawsuit, so he gets whatever comes with the good, the bad, the ugly. Yeah, but the fans just weird to me at the end of the day, bro. Fans are weird. Like they be looking for a reason to talk a certain way, and I just don't feel like that lawsuit. It wasn't that big a deal. It was cool for a minute, talk about it, laugh, tell little jokes, but people, they kind of reduced his career to just that, and that's crazy to me. It's not even that deep. It's over with now. That's why I say, man, a fight will cure that. So he get his chance to kind of put some distance between that situation. 420, everything that came with it. People gonna always remember it, but real ones gonna move past it. Because as long as he continue to do him, be successful, you can't stay stuck on that. You know what I mean? How long they gonna bring that shit up? But again, I told you with his dad taking the taking accountability for putting it out there, I was cool with it. I'm like, I already knew what I seen going on. It wasn't something that I think he was pushing for, but his pops was on,
You see how Golden Boy uploaded the video? And did you see the caption for it? The title?
Say it again?
Did you see how Golden Boy uploaded the fight and the title for it?
Nah.
I was not feeling that.
What they do?
It was like, because they uploaded it on the 20th. And they said on this day, they tried to erase it from history or something like that. Or like never forget about what happened on this day.
Yeah.
How they
I know.
titled
I
it.
did see that.
But they uploaded the fight.
Yeah, they upload the fight. Yeah.
And
like
you could
me,
tell in the title they was trolling.
Right. Y'all the ones trying to act like it was just a regular fair fight, a clean fight, should I say. It wasn't that. So it's gonna always be an asterisk. We don't gotta erase it, but it's like Ryan can't live off that. He ruined that situation by not crossing his T's and dotting his I's. Yeah, but now you're right, Damon. They still wouldn't respect him. If he would have just lost, no. Tszyu and Fundora, they were supposed to do it anyway, so I like that. Sebastian Fundora vacated his WBO title. Shout out to the boxing. He vacated his WBO title, so he's no longer fighting Xander Zayas. He'll be looking to fight Tszyu. So that's a rematch. It's a good fight. The first one was. All I could say is if Tszyu don't get cut this time, it's a much different fight for me. Because I think he was doing extremely well before he got cut. And it was really early when he got cut. But
I don't know. You think Tszyu got it though? Like that?
He beat the hell out of my guy Joey Spencer, man. But it's about confidence for him. You know what I mean? As long as he don't get cut and he fight like Tszyu, I could see him giving Fundora another tough fight. Just gotta avoid being cut, because if that's on his mind, then he might fight a certain way. I said Haney can actually pursue alternate strategies to secure Ryan's return to the ring. Yeah, but I think ultimately, man, they feel like their career was impacted, bro. And I think that's what made them cool with doing what they was doing. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. It's not the biggest thing, man. It's not the end of the world. People act like that shit like something. That's like he snitched on somebody or something. Tszyu and Thurman was never done. Shout out to
That's
my
a
guy.
lot of
Yeah,
what it is, man. Like
you're not beating Fundora.
applying street rules and culture to professional sports. Like this ain't that. This is not organized crime. Like these dudes are professional athletes. However they want to go about their business,
Right.
it just is what it is.
Yeah, I just it don't hold enough weight for me to be like go that crazy. You know what I'm saying? I've seen a lot worse thing. Like that shit still ain't worse than somebody having PEDs in their system.
No, it's not.
You get what I'm saying? Like, and I'm telling you, for me, I can make clear sense, just not to be the dead horse, but if you remove that from the situation, it never occurs. It would be no lawsuit. I'm willing to bet you anything. Like that's what made him comfortable. Be like, man, this dude was cheating. Know what I mean? Dudes is hurt trying to, recover extra money. It was a lot, but I just don't think it was the smartest move because it was made public. And everything ain't for people to understand. That's what I'm saying. Like we don't got all the details, right? So for me, man, I think the bigger story too, though, is that it fell by the wayside, and they get to continue their careers, man, and you get to see them running back if they both win this weekend. So that's where I'm at. They've been having some pretty cool promotion for this shit too. They've been having some pretty dope promotion, man. I see people saying they ain't where the promotion at, and I'm like, it's all over the place. They've been going crazy with some of this stuff. Some actually, people taking their time. Oh man, I thought that was pretty cool. With some promo.
But that was a lot.
I liked it, man. It's better than what we've been getting over the past couple of years, guys.
Yeah, that's true, but that was a lot.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed it. I don't see nothing wrong with it. They playful, they had fun, made it look like a little video game. It's a way to get you in the mood for a fight. You say it's misleading and manipulative. You think so? That the promo?
Yeah, because you think Ryan and what's the name fighting? You think Ryan and Devin fighting on the card?
Ryan
it does look like that.
But I think it's one of them things where you gotta be following it though, because that's the main selling point. Them two, right? Getting back to each other, but you both got work to do, right? I think that's how I looked at it anyway. For me,
But Justin's boxing right is kind of misleading.
Oh, you talking about the part two? Yeah, man, my bad, y'all. I'm gonna reach out to him later today. I will. I liked it because Ryan and Devin are not fighting. Yeah, but I think we all know that. So I just think that's the it's like a build up to the fight. That's really the selling point, Ryan and Devin. You know what I'm saying? I don't think nobody really thought it was them two, because if you following the story, it told a story, right? And that they got to fight each other again, and it ain't now. I thought it made sense. Maybe for people that ain't been following the story, right?
Yeah, I think the casuals
fans, they should know, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe the newer people maybe could have been confused thinking it was Ryan and Devin, though. So it's possible, but I liked it though.
Yeah, but it also said clear as day in the thing. It said Haney versus Ramirez.
At the end, though.
Yeah, but it's still there though.
Yeah, but you have them during the little thing. You have those guys squaring off. It looks like that.
Yeah, I get it, but for me, I maybe they taking it like far as it should appeal to the people that been following the story, because we all know they got other people they've been fighting, and you got to think if you've been following the build up and any of that stuff, you got to know who's fighting who.
Right? I like the promotion,
building it up like that. So I mean, I get it. I hear y'all, but for me, I ain't have a problem with it. I liked it. I did, I liked it. I feel like it's easy to follow. You know what I mean? That's the main course, them two fighting each other. You know what I mean? They're essentially both taking tune-ups. So I liked it. I liked it.
Pretty much. Which is the reason why you have I almost called him Teofimo. That's the reason why you got Teofimo interjecting like, chill, guys. Like, it's not time yet, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the what's name. I like all of the callbacks to all of the feuds. Because to your point, just if you're following it, all of these things that they're doing, like Devin Haney as the lawyer, like if you're in trouble, call Haney.
Mm-hmm.
the lady was eating a hamburger in the background. It said Ostarine free, like on the sticker on the wrapper of the bun and all on the burger.
Right.
Man, cool little stuff. And then the interjection from Tio, like nah, like this ain't it. Then you see the like who they're actually fighting.
Right. I that's how I looked at it. I thought it told a little story. It's told a little story, and it lets you know like what it was, right? I think all the prepping, like, you know, far as it looking like at Ryan and Devin, because that's really the selling point. To get people to want to, you know, this is all set up for them to get back in the ring with each other. So, and you got to think it's off the back of press conferences, right? This stuff being released. So if you've been following any of that, for the boxing fans that's locked in, we fully know what's going on. Maybe for the ones that's not in the know, that's not following the sport, maybe they first time seeing it, they may think that, but they still had the names next to the, you know, I thought it was pretty dope. Something different too, man. Change of pace. You don't really see, you know, promotion that way. That was interesting to put, you know, make a little video game out of it and had them talking Johnny's, you know, talking about the Ostarine, no more Ostarine, this, and more like the Lion King, and that was dope. I thought it was cool. It's different from boxing, right? It's different. You usually don't see that kind of promotion, man.
Or they can kind of make fun of themselves.
I like that aspect of it.
That was the shorter version, but I played the longer one. That was dope, dog. It was cool. Cool, a little different, little differente. You know what I mean? Change of pace, something to you know, get you, you know, in the mood to watch a fight. Fist of Fury, yeah, Fatal Fury. So man,
so do you think Jake Paul and Tank fight's gonna be like that, kind of like over the top type thing?
That if they fight for real, that'll be an event, a spectacle. They'll pull out all the bells and whistles for that. I think. I don't think what's the words? They'll spare no expense if the Tank was to fight Jake.
But what did Eddie Hearn say? I didn't hear what Eddie Hearn said.
Yeah. Shout out to Dub, my guy. Yeah, I thought it was playful. It was playful, cool. You know, but I'm open to, you know, people seeing something different, man. I just like to have fun with the boxing, man. And I seen that they obviously put some time and energy and effort into that and some money too. So that's a good thing. You know what I mean? So the fights. And then it's a cool card. They're like putting all them dudes on the cards together. I think it's fun. Selling the fight, like, y'all on the card together and, you know, putting them on their undercard. It's just more of a backstory. It's building to the main entree kind of, right? This is a little appetizer, right? This is a little appetizer for you know, the main course, which is Ryan and Devin in the rematch.
And I like the consideration
I think that's you know, just looking at it, maybe why they would have made it look that way. Because it's like, you get me? They selling it, and then it's like, you know, at the same token, yo, they fighting each other. So this is the fight too, though. You get me? Don't forget, this is where they, you know what I mean? They doing all of this to get to each other. So that's cool. A little Ostarine stuff, like you say, eating a burger, Ostarine free burger, man. That's I thought that was funny. I thought that was pretty funny. Believe Eddie Germ is crazy. You know what? I'll say this. I have never seen not a single promoter in boxing tell me the truth 100%. Not one. Right? So I just where I'm at with it. For me, just like anything else, right? If it's being put out, somebody should be able to put that fire out. Somebody should be able to come out and say, man, that shit ain't happening. It shouldn't be able to constantly be sold like it's happening. And then you got to think about what the fighter himself said that's involved in the fight. He said they're going to be mad at my next fight. They're going to be mad. Why would we be mad if you fighting somebody that we want to see you fight? So when you take what he said mixed with the person was in his locker room, he said that also. Who was in his locker room? It wasn't none of the fighters at 35. Jake Paul was back there. So that's where that shit coming from. The fact that people are trying to make it seem like it's like we just making it up. That's where it's coming from. Let me play this shit from Eddie Hearn, man. Dr. Boxing Talk. There's a doctor in the house. I think I got the joint from Eddie. It don't have to happen. I'm not saying it is or it ain't, but that's
It's going to
where all
happen.
these dudes
It's
lie.
going to happen.
They
It's going
all
to happen.
manipulate. But my thing is this: what incentive does he have to lie about Tank and Jake Paul? Why would he be lying about that? He said a date and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not saying he's telling the truth, but in boxing, shit get out there. Like he in part of the boxing circles more than we is. What I think is going on, it was some real conversation about it.
Yeah.
Lingering, and that's what's going on. But do I feel like it's gonna happen? I'm not leaning toward it happening because it's a lot of hoops. I feel like you gotta jump for that to happen. And you telling me you're gonna do that, you're gonna have a rematch, and then you're gonna fight a Jake Paul. I don't know. I couldn't see Tank doing that.
I don't know. I can. If it's for money, I can.
But then again, yeah.
But Tank,
money, yeah.
but Tank, you know what? I need Tank's team to come out and say this shit ain't true. Like I need
That's
Tank
all
to
I'm
say
saying.
that.
I hate. The
I don't
fact
want to
that
hear from secondhand people say, "Oh, I heard from Tank's team that he's." No, I want to hear from Tank himself.
Right. That's all. I just would love for somebody that side to just shoot that shit right on down. Say, yo,
But they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it because they know it's true.
Because then it's gonna grow legs. You get what I'm saying? It's gonna grow legs. Right?
It's already grown legs.
To come out and say, yo, he just talking.
Well, the Tank and Maniacs are getting mad about it, but I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, shit, it ain't us that wanted. We ain't trying to make the fight happen. Like that's they shit. Like we want to see fights, right? We want to see Tank do what he do, right? Go fight Lamont and then whoever else at 35. But I think this is the clip here.
Do you think he's interested in signing Shakur after that?
Who?
Ludabella?
I don't know. I mean,
How important those early rounds for Conor Benn? Like you said, finishing
the whole fight's important. Look, I mean, I don't think that we know how fast Conor Benn starts. At the same time, I don't think it's right that Conor should come out just like a raging bull. I mean, Eubank said yesterday, I'm the matador, all that kind of stuff. You've got to be smart with it, but you've got to be explosive, you've got to be spiteful, and you've got to land early. And Conor Benn will land early in this fight. Can he put a dent in him like Liam Smith said? I believe so.
Eddie, can I just ask, what's your relationship now like with Ben Shalom? Obviously,
it's all right. I said before, I don't mind. That's it.
Do you think he's interested in signing Shakur
My
after
bad, John. That was just the right one.
I don't know. I mean, you know, I will have to come up with something for Shakur Stevenson. If I don't, that may be the end. It's got to work for me as well as Shakur. Maybe I haven't got anything for him. Maybe he hasn't got anything for me. But right now, I know what we agreed with His Excellency, and that's what we'll do for now, and then see where we go.
I know you said you wanted to make that Tank fight, so hopefully we can see that in the future, Eddie.
Jake Paul, isn't he? So he's got. I don't know whether he'll fight. What's the rematch?
Lamont Roach.
I don't know if he'll still fight Lamont Roach. I know he's fighting Jake Paul in November, and then maybe Shakur after that.
See, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, man. That's what I'm trying to say.
I don't know. I really don't care. I feel like people too overly sensitive. Y'all ignoring what y'all favorite fighter is saying. That should be pissing me off. Why that man say the guy was in his locker room? Y'all noticed that? I noticed that we'll talk about everything everybody else saying. What the fighter just say? Why did he tell us, somebody in the chat, a Tank fan, please tell me why he said we was going to be mad at his next fight? Can somebody please tell me why he said the guy was in his locker room? Can we please get some answers to this? He started his own rumor, pretty much. He started it himself. You put 2 and 2 together. There's no 35-pounders back there. What's the shit that's obviously making people sensitive now? The thought of him fighting Jake Paul. He did it. He put it out there. How many people could it be? That's him doing it. And then what did he do? He go radio silent and don't talk no more. And we get argued with because Eddie Hearn is coming out speaking on something that the fighter planted the seed. The fighter planted that seed. It wasn't hard to understand. I don't care if he fight him or not. Like, I got a choice to support him. I'm not bashing it, but it's just like, it is what it is. Why do people be so mad? Jake Paul was in his locker room. Jake Paul, the problem child. What they call him? The problem child. Jake Paul was in his locker room. I thought this was all public knowledge. People didn't know this. They didn't know Jake Paul was in his locker room. They didn't know Tank said they going to be mad at my next fight. They, meaning us, the fans. That's what he said. I ain't mad at him fighting Lamont Roach. Or y'all? I'm not mad if he fight a Shakur Stevenson or somebody at 35 that's a top guy. I'm not mad at that. None of that would make me mad. But if you going off what the fighter said, what we talking about?
They just don't like it because
What does
they
he
know
think? You get me?
their favorite
Like
fighter.
we'll analyze everything everybody else say. Okay, now Tank said what he said. What's up with that? Why we don't analyze that? So he was just talking. Well, he lying or what? Like what? That's what I'm saying. People, he planted his own seed and it's growing, and they like, well, where are they getting this from? We got it from Tank Davis. He didn't say his name, but he said the person in my locker room. If y'all seen who was back there, then y'all know what was up. They literally said there was all plans. He came out and said all of this shit about them being planning on fighting. It kind of spilled the beans. He said the draw messed up the fight. They really was gonna fight. That's what they were saying. That's what they were saying. For me, I just don't care, but it's not that deep. Like it's just, they be like, Eddie Hearn's lying. He probably
Of course they're gonna say he's lying.
You don't know.
Because Jake Paul.
I don't see what would be his incentive to lie. That ain't the only thing he said. He also said something about fighting Shakur after it, right? So,
well, they don't want to admit that Tank be doing bullshit too. So they just don't want to admit it. But it's good.
Yeah,
that's just how they are. That's how Tank and Maniacs are.
He did it himself.
What exactly is the bullshit though? Making money?
A little context clue.
Yeah, Emma Queen, it doesn't matter, but the Tank and Maniacs just can't take it.
I'm just asking the question. Like I'm asking, like, is the bullshit?
Don't ask me what weight class. Ask the favorite fighter. Ask your favorite fighter.
Yeah, ask Tank and Maniac. Ask Tank.
That's all. Don't ask me what weight class. I never said it was happening. Ask Eddie Hearn what weight class. I could care.
Ask Tank.
Y'all
Ask
ever
Tank.
ask yourselves how this shit even start? Y'all be mad at all the wrong people. The reality is that what y'all don't want to accept, that y'all favorite fighter has some type of intention or even a thought about fighting. It's okay. That don't make him no sucker. He said he in it to make money. He said he want to make his money and go. So if you hear an opportunity to fight at Jake Paul in an exhibition and some shit like that, it's not out the realm of possibility that he'll go get the money, right? But for me, I think he got bigger fish to fry, and I think that's what he'll end up doing. I said that, but I be wondering why we be so mad. Like why did he put that information out there? That's what I be wanting to know. Why did he say the guy was in his locker room? We all know who was back there. You get what I'm saying? Like he said this shit. So I don't know. I don't care though.
No,
I watch the highlights.
That's where I'm at, man. If the money is available and it's big money, go get that money.
Tank and Maniacs are just scared.
Like ready to go to an island or something. Like
yeah, right.
Yo, get your money and get
out.
What up, y'all? I wanted to say something real quick and get my 2 cents on this situation, right? And if I was Tank, I'll make the Jake Paul fight because you niggas keep talking about it. He got a fight coming up with Roach. But you got people with like Big Dog Willie.
You know why we talking about it, right?
But no, I'm being funny.
Seed and now it's grown with other people reporting that he'd be possibly fighting him. Any other time they able to call cap on everything. They just need to say Eddie Hearn is making this shit up. My thing is where did it come from? Why did this even start?
Well, Jake Paul came out and said, Jake Paul put out a tweet and said the only fight he has planned is Chavez, whoever he fighting, Junior. But I'm just want to say, like, Jake Paul went from about to fight Canelo to about to fight Tank to fighting Chavez Jr. Like, why we think Jake Paul about to make all these big fights with the stars in boxing? And even if he does, and even if he does, what is the big deal? They're 100 pounds apart. It's gonna be a fake ass exhibition. Let's go rob the bank type of fight. I don't understand what the obsession is with. Let's talk about taking Jake Paul. Let's talk about first of all, he's not fighting him. It's a rumor, and he has a rematch lined up. Like, I don't understand the fascination with this Jake Paul fight. If he
I don't understand why you guys. I don't know why taking Magic gets so. Why you get mad about it though?
People getting bent out of shape at the mere mention of it, and why y'all listening to this? Why y'all listening to that? Man, y'all listen to who y'all want to listen to. It's the fact of the matter is, if they putting it out there, I'm gonna report it. I'm getting sick and tired of that side of that team feeling like they don't gotta say shit. Just come out and shoot it down, just like anybody else. But
they never shoot down anything.
That's all. So come out there. Y'all not above speaking to the media. Nobody that's in boxing. So that's how you shoot something down. That's how you get out in front of it. You kill that shit. When they put out a bullshit story about him fighting somebody, first thing he put cap. He didn't have to say shit. Just an emoji of help. That's all. The people don't say nothing. Like, you just let it fester. And again, for me, For me, the only thing that gave it life was what he said. They gonna be mad at my next fight, and the guy was in my locker room. Then they start asking, well, who? Start asking about 30. No, there was no 35 pounders back there. So that kind of gave it the little fake light. And then they took it and ran with it. So I could care less. The man, I feel like he's gonna do whatever he want to do.
But why y'all keep saying people getting mad though?
You guys are getting mad. You guys are getting mad about it.
Nobody.
They fighting him in November. That's what he said.
That's But Jake Paul came out and said he don't got nothing scheduled in November. He said he got one fight scheduled this year.
No, he didn't say. He didn't say he didn't have nothing scheduled. He just said he's fighting what's the name next.
I'm right there with you, right? And so we're believing him because he said that, no problem at all. But guess what? They had that same energy when he came out and said they had a fight lined up. You get what I'm saying? They was calling Jake a liar. So was he lying on that side, or is he telling the truth now?
This is the thing. This is the thing. I don't care either. I don't really care either. My thing is, if Tank is fighting Jake Paul, then what? If he's fighting Jake Paul, then what? Like, what's y'all point with this?
I mean, then what? Oh, he get criticized like they do every other fighter for not doing what he's supposed to. That's what for me. For me, that's what I would do. I would want people to have the same energy they would have for anybody else doing that.
I mean, I feel like if anybody else was doing it, they'll be congratulating how they about to get a bag. If anybody else was doing it, that's what I think would be going on.
You guys who make it all like they're not supposed to be that way.
An electrician and got shitted on for doing it. He got shitted on for doing it. No, and it was a replacement. None of that mattered.
Who shitted on him for fighting a replacement fight?
And they shitted on
Maniacs.
And that guy was actually ranked at the weight class, not the guy that the other guy fought. He ain't even really ranked at the weight class. See that? You see how people don't care about boxing? They just shit. They pick and choose who they want to shit on and for what. I ain't got no reason to shit on him. I don't care what he do. I got a choice whether to support it or don't. But when we talk about this stuff, I don't want to make it seem like we're just pulling this out of thin air. These people are keeping this shit live. You got 1 minute, it's Jake Paul saying it. Then you got Tank dropping little bird crumbs. Like they fed this little ass lie and now it festered. So it's not really a big deal. Jake Paul is going to try to interject his name with anybody that's big in boxing.
I mean, but that my only thing is if he is fighting Jake Paul, right? It's a rumor. We don't know. That's cool. But y'all want to criticize and do all this when he's not even fighting him yet. That's all I'm saying. Is like,
I ain't criticizing.
But you got to shooting it down. You got to shoot it down before
because when I'm shooting it down, because logically to me in my brain it doesn't make sense. So that's why I'm like,
Eddie Hearn doubled down on it. That's the second time he said that.
I don't care what Eddie Hearn don't even know what his own fighter doing. He don't even know what Shakur doing.
Well, hold on. But Eddie Hearn was telling the truth last summer, right?
How he know what Tank doing if he don't even know
Eddie Hearn was telling the truth last summer about Shakur, but now he not telling the truth now. You guys have to make up your mind.
He wasn't telling the truth. I said he don't know what Shakur is doing. I didn't say nothing about telling the truth. I said he said he don't know what Shakur is doing.
I like how
convenient his fighter right now. So how does he know what Tank is doing?
I like how convenient it is when it comes to Tank, he don't know what he's doing, but when it comes to Shakur, he does. Yeah.
You're not even listening, Big Dog Willie. You just trying to argue, bro. You the one up here being emotional.
That's all.
Shakur being emotional. It's the Tank Maniacs being emotional.
No, that's you, bro. You're not even listening to what I'm saying.
Dude, you should know how I am.
Man, we ain't done. We still building. Hit the like button, man. Hit the like or the dislike. We don't care.
I mean, if he gonna fight Jake, he gonna fight Jake. It is what it is. Y'all gonna cry, criticize, and complain.
Oh, no, I'm not gonna. Why would I cry about that?
Cry and criticize and complain when guys do exactly what they supposed to do. I know. Right. For this, they gonna get quiet. Just like with the draw. I hear people talking about Shakur and De Los Santos more than Tank and Roach. I promise you, I do.
Why are people talking about Shakur and De Los Santos?
Dissecting his performances from 2 fights ago than the guy that just had a draw because they're uncomfortable. It's just a lot of picking and choosing. I be sitting in the Raptors watching people go on hour sprees of tearing fighters down. And the bare mention of this fighter putting his own information out there and we talking about it, that should be making people uncomfortable, bro. GT Parker, what it do? Shout out to everybody. Y'all smash that like button. That's what it be, man. I'm just saying, man, that should be weird, bro. We be chasing our tails with this shit. Just over here, everybody get they just do. You know?
Yeah, I mean, this is my last thing to say, just do. But Taking Maniacs are hypocrites to the furthest thing. I used to say that about I used to say that about Haney. They're the same way, but Tank Maniacs are super hypocrites. You guys need to quit doing that shit. That's all I gotta say, man.
Man, it's all of y'all, and I'm gonna say this as an Edwin Vasquez fan. I be hearing that bullshit from the Devin Haney fans.
I see
whoever it is that support the Ryan Garcia, Tank fans. All of y'all be on some bullshit for real, for real. It just depends on whose channel you going on. It depends on who you looking at on Twitter, who you following over here, who you following over there. Cause you can go off over on what's my man's channel, and they just be denigrating the shit out of Tank. What's my man's name? BFTB. He talking greasy as hell.
Right.
If it ain't about Devin Haney, everybody getting shot on. My man, what's the name? He support all the Cuban fighters, shit on everybody else. What's my man's name? Eighth Money. You might go over on KQ. It's pro Tank over there. Justice pretty neutral.
I appreciate
that. If you go on the Rise podcast, it's pro Tank. Like it is what it is. It just depends on what platform you on, who you following on Twitter. But all of y'all motherfuckers are crazy.
I get it, man. Get him. I just be wondering why people be so mad at this shit.
You know, Emma Queen, I'm only doing this because the Tank Maniacs get so mad. Because they were shitting on Shakur for a long time. But once I start shitting on them, oh my God, why are you doing that? Tank is the realest guy in Seattle. You know, he's
my guy Dub, man. Like he said, man.
And I can't forget about L Dub too, because L Dub is just straight. It's just straight news, straight information. There's no so-and-so said this in the interview. Is like, yo, this is what the rankings are. This who's going to be fighting that guy. This guy's going to be fighting this guy. This is the card that's going on. That's straight up L-Dub. But for the most part, like when it comes to content creation, it's just like, it just depends on whose channel you are. I mean, whose channel you're on. Who's in the comment section. Who's in the chat. But it's just, because I hear all the narratives. I hear Shakur be running. Look at the Nakatila fight. Every time he fights somebody with power, it's yada, yada, yada. From Tank, he always pulling up some smaller guy for 130. Look what he did with Leo Santa Cruz. Look what he did with this guy. With Devin Haney, he always fighting these old, small guys. He had this easy run to Undisputed and yada, yada. I can go through all of the talking points. And y'all use them against each other.
That's true.
Against each other. In
That's
every
true.
conversation, and then we're going to start talking about Victor Conte and how he shouldn't be trusted because look what he did with Shane Mosley and Balco and all this other stuff, and he shouldn't be allowed in boxing and whoop. It's like it's the same talking points over and over and over again. This guy is snacked up. This guy got busted gloves. This guy got floppy gloves. Look at Terrence Crawford's gloves. He ain't never do nothing to nobody. As far as like in the ring, like he ain't fight nobody. It's just like it's crazy. But it's the same talking points, the same rhetoric, the same narrative just being spewed over and over and over again. And then y'all complain about who got it worse.
My bad, y'all. Conte shouldn't be trusted. No, I get you. I get that. Screw him. Punch drunk as Tszyu. Yeah, man. I try to be everybody, but I don't know. Man. Some stuff shouldn't make people that mad though.
Oh yeah, Punch Drunk love him some Tszyu and Demetrius Andre. That's another dude.
Punch.
Some Tszyu and some Demetrius.
Yeah, Punch is over the top. They're almost man. He's
Man. Conte has done BS. Yeah, man. You know what though? I know this from just hearing conversations. Why I don't get into like the, with especially when it comes to throwing them jackets and stuff around, because people don't know what relationships people be having with who or what extent. We just be lumping everybody in. You get what I'm saying? In the same group, and I just don't think it's like that. So everybody don't deal with all of the same people in boxing. You know what I mean? Especially with SNAC, I know everybody don't like. Well, a lot of people don't like SNAC, but like I said, for me, I've been trying to. I really want some game or some insight for the people that feel like it's bad and why. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just for conversation purposes, not me arguing. I want to really hear somebody explain to me some stuff, put me on some game. But usually when I hear it, you know, when somebody says something about SNAC, if you saying Victor Conte, cool, I understand that suspicion. I said that the whole time, but a lot of times we'll still be like, well, this person wore this shirt, so he SNAC strong or this and that. And that's just not the reality. Everybody is not affiliated with SNAC on the same level, but we won't separate the who's. We'll just say, oh, SNAC shirt, oh, he's with SNAC. You know, I think I seen Boots with a SNAC shirt on, but you know, people don't bring up Boots. They won't dare bring them up because they like Boots. But if it's a fighter they'll like, then they'll talk about it all day till they blow in the face. Knowing the fighter ain't never test positive for nothing. You don't knowing that fighter don't work with Victor Conte, but you'll say, oh, well, because he had a SNAC shirt on, yeah, that means he doing something wrong. So I'm just not big on like things that can't be validated with substance, right? And lately, more and more in boxing, like I be trying to get some understanding, right? I notice I don't be telling people they wrong for how they think. I just be wanting to know how you come to the conclusion. And when I ask people about the SNAC thing and like, you know, where they get or why are they making it seem like these people are on steroids, they really don't have enough answers. Like the Victor Conte thing is one angle. I could get that, but could you say undoubtedly that you know all of these fighters that have a SNAC shirt on are working with Victor Conte? If not, then you can't group them all in there the same way. Now, if you openly working with them, you in pictures and you got like current business dealings with them, everybody's suspicion for me would be understood, but everybody is not attached the same way. Some people, you know, promote might have the shirt on, might get paid, right, to do a promo or something like that, and we'll just assume that you doing this. And that's not the case. Like that, I know that for a fact. So that's all I'm saying. I understand people's suspicion, but I'm trying to really fully get a grip on why people just associate SNAC with cheating. I've been trying to understand that. I can't really, but I guess you know they're gonna say Conte, so I get that angle because you know he just can't be trusted in the eyes of people. So I understand that. B-Dog.
My thing is just like the effectiveness of it, because that's the question. Because there's so much ambiguity. Like on one level, there's the whole sponsorship aspect. You see the guy in the t-shirt, yada yada yada. Then we heard about the blood and the centrifuge and all this other stuff, the whole program. But then when I look at the roster of SNAC fighters, I don't know which one of these guys are actually on the program or they're just sponsored athletes. But I'm looking through the thing, and like none of these guys have any superhuman attributes for the most part. Like I'm looking at a guy like Caleb Plant. We always talk about how Caleb Plant be gassing in every fight. So I'm like, how the hell is SNAC helping him? Like, is he just wearing the t-shirt or is he on this superhuman serum that he's supposed to be on? Because he gassing in every fight, and he don't got a crazy high knockout ratio, so he's not like punching through people. Then I'm looking at somebody else like Devin Haney. It's like, oh, Devin Haney's on the clear or whatever. It's like he ain't punching through people, nothing crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying to figure it out. Like, how does the SNAC work?
Try, Mr. Pride. Nice try, bro. Nice try. I'm gonna let that one go. Nice try. Hey, man, look, y'all gotta stop trying to make people into like I don't know, man. Tank is rematching Roach because he had a draw with him. That's the difference. Shakur didn't have a draw with Edwin. Bad performance, true indeed. Worst performance of his career by far. But the difference was he won the fight. Rematch.
He won the fight.
For a couple fans at home that complained about the fight the whole time anyway, like to prove to them that he could beat them better than he did when sick and injured. I mean, I don't really think it served much of a purpose. And since then, Shakur has had 2 fights. How many fights Edwin had? That's the difference. You get what I'm saying? And we weren't really talking. Shakur wouldn't have had no damn draw with Roach. And I don't care how nobody feel about that. That's my honest opinion. You know what I'm saying? And I also know had he fought him and the shoe would have been on the other foot, he'd have got trashed for it too. You get what I'm saying? So people are very selective. Over here, I support all of boxing. I don't put people up against each other like that. He should rematch him. He should rematch him. Like, we gonna give him credit for it, but he should rematch him because it's some shit that happened in that fight that you can't ignore. That had it happened to a certain somebody that you're referring to, we wouldn't have gave him none of the grace. You would have shitted on him. You'd have called him soft. You would have said X, Y, and Z. Think about it. They shit on him now. Go out there and have a blowout performance, don't lose a round, barely get a stoppage, and they still shit on the kid. That's why I do this shit for boxing. Like, you'll never hear me going in on Tank, never. But I put things in his proper perspective. He rematching him because he should, though. You know what I mean? All due respect, it was a great fight. Shakur wouldn't have had no draw with Roach, and I stand on it. I don't give a damn how nobody feel. I ain't call it what you want. That shit is not the same. Them dudes fight totally different, and I think Shakur, if they ever, I hope they do fight in the future. I would love to see Roach at 35. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's my early pick if they ever do fight. Shout out to my brother Mike Kirk. A little support for the real boxing talk without a clear bias. Shout out to my guy, man. Always supporting the grind, man.
And just do. I'll say this real quick. Oh, my fault. I think that Tank should get a like a Hagler haircut, so we can don't have to hear that excuse no more. So that's why I got to say, Tank, get a Hagler haircut. No more big flowy hair. No more hair grease. Hagler. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, right. The thing is, for me, I'm just not a petty like boxing fan, so I could give all these dudes credit where they deserve it. I could criticize where they deserve it, but it's like we'll make one guy doing what he's supposed to do somehow like a a way to take away from the guy on the other side. Nah, their situations is totally different. They fighting who they fighting, but Shakur ain't having no draw with Roach. I'm telling you, at all. And if y'all telling me that those are the same exact level of fighter, then cool. But cool. I no argument, but I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't even think it's more of a level thing. I think it's more so what you
Yeah,
alluded
he
to
would have.
before, man.
He would have beat him, and then they would have complained about him fighting him. I can bet you 100% fact they would have. Let that have been Shakur next opponent, and it wasn't Padley, and it was Lamont Roach. They would have said the same shit they always say. They say he brought somebody up. They did a bunch of complaining and shitting on it. But I'm real. I don't do that because that ain't my style. I give fighters their credit. I rock with Tank. Online, off a line. Like, I want to see him win. You know what I mean? When people shit on him, I go to bat for him too. But I just get tired of the Shakur slander. It's corny. I get tired of boxing slander in general. It's just whack. It's like I don't watch boxing that way. You know what I mean? Yeah, USA boxing, man. Yeah, I'm gonna start timing people out for saying dumb shit. I really am. I'm gonna just start quietly timing people out who duck Roach. Man, yo. Go ask Lamont Roach that, bro. Go ask Lamont Roach if Shakur ducked him. Go ask him that. I'm telling you now, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna mean it. People that continue to sit up here and talk duck talk is for one or two reasons. They're either doing it because of the shock value that comes with it, saying somebody ducked, or they really are that ignorant to the sport where they don't know no better. That shit, by far, is one of the most overblown, overused narratives in all of boxing. Do you know people right now saying Sebastian Fundora is ducking Xander's eyes because he's electing to fight Tszyu? What if the fact that Tszyu was a pretty known guy and they actually can make some money fighting him, where Xander Zayas is still building and don't really got no crazy fan base. Tszyu got a fan base whether you want to admit to it or not. He probably can make more money there. But instead of us trying to consider any of that, we'll frame Sebastian Fundora, a guy who's known to go in there and brawl and just go out and fight. We'll label him a duck. So you've seen it right now. Every time we turn around, we move the goalpost to the next fighter, calling him a duck with no information, not knowing shit about boxing. That's what it sounds like. So we gotta stop with the weird shit. USA boxing, and if he called me soft, he gonna get blocked. Don't unhide him. If he talking to me like that, I'm sick of trolls, bro. Like, yeah, my energy don't breed trolls. Like, if you can't have a dope conversation, this ain't the channel for you. Trust me, it ain't. Tune me out. But all this random, I just hate ignorance, man. Like, they never was set to fight. You ignorant guy, man. Damn, bro. You see the difference in how they performed with the same opponent? Hate triangle theories, but you see it? That shit is different, man. That shit ain't the same. And anybody saying otherwise, prove it. Alexander Zayas' fight is way less than Absolute facts. That's where I was getting at. You get me? So while we can acknowledge that may be the point, but nah, Sebastian Fundora, a guy that don't duck shit. Yeah, he ducking. Yeah, he ducking Xander's eyes. Relatively unproven, right? For Tszyu.
And he gets to kill two birds with one stone too, man, because there's also some unresolved business there. Because there are a lot of people who felt like Sebastian Fundora is only a champion because of the cut that Tszyu suffered. And that had that cut not occurred, that he was likely on his way to getting put out. So that gives him a chance to clear up some controversy,
right?
And get a way bigger payday than what he would get for fighting Xander Zayas in the pro.
Right.
Kill two birds with one stone.
Right. See what I'm saying? But you see, Ann McQueen, you're a logical thinker. You don't push narratives, you push boxing. So you labeling Sebastian Fundora a duck will never even come out your mouth because you know that's not the reality. But go type it in your YouTube searches right now, y'all, and see if y'all think I'm lying. Sebastian Fundora duck Xander's eyes for Tszyu. What the hell are we talking about? That's what I mean about this. That's the difference between me and people. That shock value is real. I'm gonna try my best for the rest of the time. I'm talking boxing, bro. I will never try to make sure I try my best not to put duck in any of my titles for the rest of the time I'm here, ever. Because I know that's not the truth, man. We do this every single fighter. We don't care about what money you looking to make. We like, nah, just go fight him anyway. Yeah, even if that guy is every bit as dangerous and you can make more money, yeah, but go fight that guy over there because we said so, or you ducking. Yeah, even if it's less money and it make more sense for you to go rematch the guy that people got questions if you would have beat had the cut not happened. Yeah, never mind all of that. Y'all actually got a backstory there. It's an actual rematch. That's a good fight. You get me? Good fight. Way more money, B-Dog. Way more. That's all I'm saying. You going to, why would we label him a duck, though? That's we'll do it to me. And I'm just proving that we do it to every fighter. When you hear it's a fight that's on the table and it don't get made and they go in another direction, yeah, he's scared. He's ducking. Man, I'm telling you, I don't care who you is. I can't rock with that. For the rest of the time, I'm talking boxing. I don't want to hear that. I ain't acknowledging it no more. Duck talk is ridiculous, bro. We don't be having none of the details of nothing. We don't understand why a guy might have made a decision. None of that. We don't like look how not we, but the people that was doing it. They was framing. Go type it in your YouTube search if people ain't delete their videos. Edwin De Los Santos duck Keyshawn Davis. Go search it. See if I'm lying. You see what I'm saying? Like now we know they got a fight coming up in June, but they was ready to make him a duck because his people, his side, his people was trying to shortchange him some bread. That's what it looked like. But never mind the details because they don't matter. You know what matters? The shock value in this narrative. I can convince people that Edwin De Los Santos is now a duck. It's crazy, man. We do it every time I turn around. Every fighter, every time a fight don't get made, somebody's scared, yo. And I'm telling you, this is how I look at that. People that push that shit that way, they were scared. They ran around being scared of people in real life. That's no other way around it. Because you had to be the kind of scary person in real life to think that one man is scared to fight another man for money. I don't want to hear nothing else no more. Like scared? Nah. Maybe don't want to do it. Do we not want to lose? That's cool, but that don't make him scary, right? None of these dudes want to lose. You heard Richardson Hitchins say how hard Tank trained because of his fear of losing motivates him to train hard. You get what I'm saying? No, none of these guys want to lose. None of them. None of them. Shakur cried in front of everybody. That shit hurt so bad. You think he trying to do that again? None of these dudes want to lose. None of them. Shout out to Hilltop. Always respect, even when we disagree. You know what, though, bro? I don't never disagree with people. I just have a different train of thought. I know that might sound like the same thing, but it's not. As long as somebody gives me a logical thought, you know, it makes some sense, I ain't got to disagree. I can respect where you see it, and then I can tell you how I see it. But shout out. Appreciate that support. My bad.
I thought the show was over.
I done clicked it wrong.
And I think another thing that got to be taken into consideration is what Eddie Hearn said in
one
that
day,
clip that you played,
I
bro.
was up here, y'all. I know some of y'all might remember. We right in the middle of the live. I ended it by mistake. Y'all clicked the button by mistake. I said, yo, right in the middle of talking to people. I just ended the live by mistake. I'm like, bro, that was a blooper, man. Yeah, man. Canelo, modern day duck. He dug the big fight with Benavidez. And I understand that. And you know what? Even with him, right? Like, I think it's just him not wanting to lose is why he don't want to fight him. He don't want to lose to that dude. He don't want to lose to Canelo. I mean, he don't want to lose to Benavidez, the guy that they coined the Mexican monster. Like, I think it's a lot that he can lose if he lose to him, right? I think people look at him different. He still be the man, but I think it's pride, ego, and, he don't want to pass the torch. You know what I'm saying? Is he scared of him? Nah, I don't think so. But yeah, is he avoiding fighting him? Obviously, yeah, he is. There's no other way around it. And it's unfortunate though. He don't want to lose to him.
Yeah, I don't think Saul the man is afraid, but Canelo is a brand in and of itself. And you're the biggest Mexican fighter, and this guy's coming up. He's the Mexican monster. Like you said, man, it would be a passing of the torch, essentially.
Yeah.
And he just ain't ready to let that go. And I think another thing that was really important, man, in that clip that you played where Eddie Hearn was talking about Shakur Stevenson, he said it got to make sense for Shakur, but it also has to make sense for me. And that's another reason why some of these fights don't happen, because it also has to make sense for the promoters. Because essentially they're the ones taking a risk, because they're putting up their money and their resources in order to make these events happen.
Right.
So they want to see a return on their investment, and they want to keep cashing out. They want to keep getting paid. So they don't want their fighter to take a hit in their stock. Nah, we got to keep this gravy train going.
Right. Like you see guys make financial moves all the time. Like even when it was some talks about Sebastian Fundora, whether he was going to fight Errol Spence or Terrence Crawford. And then when they was hearing that he elected to go in the direction of Errol Spence, he's ducking Terrence Crawford. It's like, bro, pay attention to the sport. That's ignorant. Ducking Fundora scared of people too? Like, damn, tell me a fighter in boxing that's not scared. I'm telling you, men that push that shit, you were scared of people in your real actual life. It's the only way you can get up every day on YouTube saying that. Pushing to audiences that guys are scared of each other to fight for money. I'll fight these dudes for the money they make. And I ain't even a boxer, dude. And I mean it. I get right in there and go to sleep on live television for the money they get. Cut my check, bro. Money they get in the hell with a 200 million Canelo talking about. Give me some of that money they get. Give me one of them big checks. I'll go right out there and get smoked. I'm telling you, I ain't in shape, none of that, bro. I ain't in no boxing shape. I'll go out there and get my ass whooped for that type of money. What are you talking about? So you telling me the in-train, in-shape guys that have been doing it all their life, they got the right money on the line. They don't want to do it because of what? They scared of another man, another human person. Man, I ain't moved through life like that. So I don't understand that way of thinking. Maybe that's why I got a hard time accepting the duck narrative. That and the fact that since I've been hearing it, I mean, outside of the only case I can think of undeniably on the top of my head is Canelo just electing not to fight Benavidez. And you even know, like, it's more it's financially motivated. His stock might take a hit. He lose to that dude, especially the wrong kind of loss. You know what I'm saying? The guy that they've been saying you won't fight, and then you finally fight him and lose, and he a Mexican? Nah. That shit gonna sting different. Hit his ego, his pride, man. He might want to retire early messing around with Benavidez, man. So I don't know. But outside of that, like, I've been hearing it for too long. Like, every time you turn around, yeah, he duck. He duck. All right, man, that shit weak, man. I get it, but I don't even want the shock value from it. Let me try my best to stay away from all duck narratives, yo, unless I can prove that this guy is scared. If I can't do that, miss me with that. Right now, we did it with Boots, too. We could keep going. We did it with Boots and Virgil. I got people in my comments right now because I got a Boots video doing real well. Got people typing in my comments, he already ducked Virgil. Never, mind you, he never fought at 54, never moved to 54, none of that, but he already ducked Virgil. This is what people do. Telling you, I hate that for boxing. There's a lot of people that's bad for the sport, bro. I'm telling you. He said take a just take it to the telly. I'm going out dank. I'm going out there getting smoked for that cash. Hey, I ain't gonna win because I ain't gonna be in no type of shape. I ain't got no pedigree to be able to beat one of these guys. I already know. Just cut my check for me, bro. You know what I mean? Get my check. Get my money on. Earlier. Oh, I ain't see you. My bad, bro. You should have wrote in the private chat. I would have seen it. I be having to scroll this little screen down. I ain't been seeing it, bro. And I be so loud talking, I don't be hearing the sound. Trying to see Benavidez. Better be Benavidez. Yeah. Bevo low key. Yeah. So what it do, homie? Shout out to my guy, man. Back supporting. Appreciate my guy, man. Much love to my homie D1, man. Where am I at today? I'm everywhere, bro.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well. I already been getting these back, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
The Ryan fight, shit. Rolly out here punching. Rolly might, man. Send me to the shadow round. He hit me one of them. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. He hit Ryan with a couple of them joints. We gonna see how that fight look. Big Rolo the Dawn. Shout out to D1. Appreciate you, bro. Much love. Cecil, what it do, homie? But nah, man. I just believe in if the money is right in boxing, after all the conversations that I had through the months, through the last couple years, I come to the conclusion. I think it's fair to say that, yeah, it's been times guys have avoided fighting another guy. But for me, as far as like a guy being scared and like really, I think that stopped with the Mike Tyson era for real. For me, I feel like these guys, they don't want to lose. I said it earlier, like, so they'll go in a different direction, right? They might, you know what I mean, preserve the bag, or they might even be influenced to go in another direction. Because I said this before, we be thinking like fans, and I understand it. But sometimes being a content creator, you try to think like the person that has the fighter, like a promoter, right? You essentially try to hypothetically put yourself in their shoes as best you can with the information you got. And I had to ask myself, right, if you had an investment and it was a fighter that you invested in, you're not in a rush to put them in the most dangerous situations possible, knowing that you can take them another path, build them the right way, make them money, grow and develop the fighter, and then move them to those fights that make sense while chasing that bag. You get what I'm saying? You want to essentially protect the investment to a degree. And people don't like to hear it because you think that it's just all balls to the wall. Let me go out here and see how many killers I can fight. Like, it don't go like that. You know what I mean? Some of these dudes be demanding the smoke and calling for true indeed. But fact of the matter is, you see a lot of guys go with the you know, what their team is probably, you know what I mean, managing or telling them to do or advising them. You get what I'm saying? They're gonna go with what their team is advising them to do. You know what I'm saying? This shit is a business, and they got people in place that they hire to make money for them. Right? Promoters are there for a reason, right? They're gonna move you a certain way. They're gonna try to put you in the best position possible and get you paid. And I think along with that comes certain risks, right? Especially when fights need to be made or they make sense, right? So that's just what it is. But all that duck talk is just, it's nonsense. It really is.
And to that point about the teams, we got to take into consideration how long a lot of the team members have been involved in boxing.
You stupid, Reed.
Long after our favorite fighters are done fighting, more than likely their promoter, their manager, whomever else is still going to be in the business. Bob Arum, damn near 100 years old. Think about how many fighters that came and gone through Top Rank.
You get me?
In that span of time.
Right.
So, of course, he know how to move a fighter. He know how to promote a fighter, and he knows what works and what doesn't work because they've done it through trial and error. They had a guy that they thought could be something, moved him a little too soon, and it stunted his career. Had another guy who might have over-marinated him, had him pad up his record, then they put him in there with somebody noteworthy, and then he looked like crap.
Right.
So they know the pace and what opportunities to take advantage of. That's the other part of it too. Like, boxing is very opportunistic. We gonna get this guy on the resume. He might be on the downslide, but he's still a name. But he's fading though. But the name look good on the resume. He ain't what he was 3-4 years ago or a couple fights ago, but you still got that name on the resume, and it adds value and cachet. It just is what it is. It's opportunistic.
Telling you, man, just understanding more. I never feel like I know it all, but it's so much stuff to consider when it's time for these fights to happen. The bigger the fight, the more shit to consider. And stop blaming it on these dudes, man. You think like it's crazy. We'll tell a guy what his biggest fight is and then expect to tell him what he should get paid for that same fight, and he taking the punishment. It's the wildest shit I've ever seen, bro. Think for Tank Maniac. Oh, fight Jake Paul because I know what he is, and we'll fight Jake Paul. Give shout out to my guy, D1. Well, yeah, man. So shit just is weird to me, man. So weird approach, man. I think the more you understand the sport, the less you start talking about ducking. And again, unless you strictly going for shock value to kind of get the fans, in the uproar, then cool. But at the end of the day, I feel like that shit is being pushed too heavily across the platform, and it's drowning out people like me that want to just make regular content that don't gotta clickbait and get you to believe another grown man is scared to go make money fighting another grown man, and that's what he do for a living. Crazy work. Imagine the work you at, like you scared to make money at your job, whatever your job is, y'all. Imagine picking that job. You get what I'm saying? Not you forced to do it, you picking it and then being scared to make money doing it. Just imagine in any walk of life. And I get it, it's combat sports, you can't play it, but again, like, why choose it if you're gonna be scared? Just don't make a lot of sense, man. It don't. So much other things, so many other jobs you could have chosen in life, so many other sports you could have tried to go, attempt to be good at, but you're gonna go choose boxing and then be scared. Like, it just don't make sense. Don't make sense. But shout out to everybody. Smash that like button, man. I got something else I'm gonna go over with Hitchins real quick. Get a hella hair grease sponsors. Yeah, man. Yeah, piss the people. I'm telling you, go do something like that with the hair grease. I just wish that side would talk. That's the only thing that frustrates me. The silence from that side. And why I say that, because I be wanting some of these narratives to get shot down. Some of these fake stories are bad news, but it's like they're gonna keep doing it. They're easy targets at this point because they don't jump out and say anything and just let people just run their mouths with stuff, right? That's all. I just want to see these dudes be great. I'm trying to support them in their journeys to being great. But one thing I just wish would die in boxing is misinformation. I wish misinformation to just go away permanently. Ain't gonna get that Murray's money. Telling you. Know what I mean? Do some wave grease, cut the hair, man. Get the waves back, man. Get some 360, man. Some lock gel or something. I'm telling you, guarantee you they'll want to link up and do something with it. Guarantee you. But let's listen to this. Shout out to my homie YSM, man, over there, man. But Hitchins has something to say about Matias.
All right, Hans Stemco here, Richardson Hitchins. How you feeling tonight, man?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Excited for the fights tonight. Big night of boxing, and I'm just here as a fan.
Who you got in the main event, man?
To be honest, I mean, to be honest, if it wasn't gonna be a good fight, none of us would be here to watch it. I think this is a real fight. This is one of the fights that we want to see. This is a real unification match. Two guys at 147. I feel like it's a tough fight. Boots want to redeem himself, obviously, from that last performance, and he never got the chance to take the belt from the champion. This is his time. Even though he defended his belt, he never got the chance to hear it. He took it from the champion. So I'm expecting Boots to get it done, but I don't think it's gonna be an easy fight.
Let's talk about you now, man. Obviously coming back in June, supposed to be against Cambosis. Everybody kind of wants to know why.
Thank you.
Rich,
Thank you.
Africa getting all the love in the world, man. Don't matter where he's at, man. But why is it gonna be Cambosis, man? Not everybody, but a lot of people look at him and say he might not win a round against you. You're on like another level. Why are you fighting a guy like Cambosis, man?
You can't overlook Cambosis. This is a guy that everybody wanted to see me and Teofimo Lopez fight, right? You couldn't get Teofimo Lopez. He had a mandatory. They chose to go that route. Why not get the guy that beat Teofimo Lopez? George Kambosos is a former undisputed champion. He's never lost to nobody but guys that were at the top of boxing. You know what I'm saying? And he also got a big win over, some are saying, one of the best fighters in the world, in Teofimo Lopez. So this is a fight for me to prove myself. This is the fight that Liam Barrow was supposed to fight after me. Liam Barrow was supposed to beat me. And they were supposed to have Liam Barrow and George Kambosos in Australia. I spoiled their plans. But when Richardson and Hitchins step in to take the Kambosos fight, they say I'm picking, I'm choosing, I'm picking. But it's boxing. At the end of the day, George Kambosos is a big name. And God willing, we get this victory done. This is one step closer to solidifying my name in the sport of boxing.
You're not the type that, I mean, you talk a lot of shit, but I noticed the other day that you said something to Subriel Matias. You were just like, listen, man, I ain't vacating shit. I'm waiting for you. Like, is that kind of like a boiling point? You just like, you feel like he's been talking so much shit and now you want to address him?
Nah, I just feel like the guys are saying, oh, you're scared of Subriel Matias. You're this, you're that. I know the threat that Matias brings, but I honestly don't feel like Matias fought anybody that's near my level. I was in front of Liam Barrow. Liam Barrow is a good champion. He's a good fighter, but it was levels, and I couldn't see myself losing to Barrow in any given night. They say styles make fight, but it's levels to the game. This is the guy that I beat already. The guy that beat Subriel Matias easy. Liam Barrow beat Subriel Matias in a unanimous decision after getting a point taken away. So it was a clear victory for Barrow. I think that we can't get the Teofimo fight next. I'm looking to come at Subriel Matias, and I'm looking to make easy work with Subriel Matias and shut everybody up. And after that, I want to hear crickets. And
so I listen. I like what he's saying, man. He talking that Subriel Matias stuff. He addressing him, and he don't like the way he been talking. And a lot of times people don't understand that this shit is a business. They expected Hitchins to go from Parrow to right to Teofimo. Like you heard what he said. Of course, if he could have, he would have did exactly that. But the end of the day, you see Tszyu going the Arnold Barboza route. Somebody he could have been for a while ago, but he's choosing to fight him now. It is what it is. More is business, right? George Kambosos is a name in the sport, whether you like him or not. He a name, and he got experience. He's been in there with some name fighters, right? He's only lost to the top tier or the upper echelon for the most part, outside of that Maxie Hughes joint. But he only lost to the upper echelon of boxing, right? So it's still a good name for a guy like Hitchins to put on his resume and to use him as a title defense at the, a newly crowned champion. So we have to start understanding the reason why George Kambosos will even be in the play. Look at, he been in there with some named people. You figure the guy that you want the most is tied up. So you'll fight. Like the plan, like he said, was for Parrow to beat him and then fight in Australia in a big fight. He spoiled plans. So if the guy that you initially won is tied up, then why not go with a Kambosos that been in there with some people? We got some fans, right? People know his name. He got a name in boxing. He got a hell of a team, as L-Dub, pointed out to me. And I've been seeing them work ever since he said that. So got a good team, man. They continue to get him opportunities, but at the same time, the fact that Kambosos is food, but a name at the same time that been in there with other bigger names, people are going to want to fight him. Us as the fight fans, we like, man, that's a trash fight. Hitchins beats his ass, but it's just not that simple, right? Like, it's just not that simple. Or him just, oh, it's a trash fight. Who should he fight, right? You hear him address Matias. You hear him talk about Tszyu. He talking about wanting to fight those guys, but I feel like this title defense makes sense. He just won the title. Boom, go get him a title defense. Keep building his profile, then try to throw him in a unification next if possible. If not, then like you said, if that Matias fight is there for him, then you make that. You make that. You get me? Maxie Hughes got skills. For sure. Yeah, man. Damn shame he doesn't have the physicality. Mega for his lack of power. Nope, he don't. Because he could box. He said, okay, that IBO means something. Like in the confidence. Me too. I like Richardson Hitchins' confidence, man. And he was honest. He told people, like, he wouldn't want to fight Subriel Matias, I believe, under that rehydration limit with the IBF, but he would if he had to. But at the same token, with him he got the belt now, so he'll have to do it. You know what I'm saying? Unless he getting a unification or something. So I want to see that fight too. I don't like triangle theories all the time, but Liam Barrow did beat Subriel Matias relatively comfortably. I'll say that. I won't say easily. I'll say comfortably. I think, you know, obviously Hitchins beat Parrow. Styles make fights. I think the things that Parrow possess, Hitchins possess that and a little bit more, obviously. And I think he'll give Subriel Matias a headache. I think he'll give him fits because he won't sit still for him to punch on him, right? It'll be hard for him to close the gap. I don't think he'll have an easy time against Hitchins. I think Hitchins a boxing lesson. Real good chance that Hitchins gives this man a boxing lesson. Most New Yorkers get plenty of that. Nah, shout out to my homie, man. And McQueen is a fool.
Normally I train, you know, in my fight.
Let me get that out of there. My bad, y'all. I didn't mean to play that. So we'll see, man. We'll see what's next from Hitchins, but I think Kambosos obviously is next. And I understand the fight for different reasons, right? That, like I said, he do got some sort of a name. This dude always getting opportunities. Find way. He just won a fight, right? It was a scrappy fight, but he won. He just find his way. He find a way to be in the mix. And again, his track record is what makes people want to get in there. Because if he was good enough for Tszyu, then he good enough for Hitchins, right? If he was good enough for Haney, then he good enough for Hitchins. If he was good enough for Lomachenko after already, you know, shit, he was good enough for Tszyu. All these different guys, right? After already taking losses, it's not a bad thing to fight him. It's not the worst thing in the world. You fight him, you make some money, you make some good money, and you get you a title defense. Try to help build your profile. You put a solid name on your resume, right? And then you just move on. And hopefully you get you a unification after that. Yeah, stupid, man. Most New Yorkers are delusional, not confident. You're a fool, man. Hitchins in the same pocket Dad was in when he couldn't get a fight. Yeah. Because he dangerous, bro. He dangerous stylistically. Champion or not, he's still dangerous, bro. Still dangerous, man. People ain't probably jumping out the woodworks to deal with his style because he a world-class, high-level boxer, and they don't want to deal with that shit. Dudes don't be wanting to deal with that. Hitchins going to take your ass to school. He going to box and be smart. Pick his shots, control distance and range. Like, you know, he going to give you that boxing lesson, and that's people don't want that shit. So when he be speaking about the levels that he at, I believe him because he show him. He get in there and show you the difference. You know what I mean? I've heard Teal's been avoiding Arnold Barboza. He's Mr. Empire. He been had an opportunity to fight him, bro. He just choosing to do it now for whatever reason. And I think me and my bro was talking about this offline, and he was saying he think he strategically played it this way. You know, had people thinking, he ain't really want to fight him, and then boom, pop out and fight him and actually beat him. Because it's somebody that on paper he should be able to beat, bro. He should be able to beat a guy like Barboza. No disrespect to Barboza, but if Tszyu is the star that they was building him as, he should be able to beat Barboza, right? But Barboza got the tools that give Tszyu problems, I believe, and that's what he gonna get coming this weekend. Shout out to Big Dog where he said, with Tszyu's esophagus explode again during the fight. If it do, he cooked, man. If it do, I got Barboza beating him. You know what I mean? If his joint explode during the fight,
and we ain't never got a box again. Well,
right.
I already been getting these bet, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
They got Barboza winning it, so.
Tank.
Knee.
Shakur.
Hand.
Bud.
Legs.
Ryan.
Mental.
Haney.
Dreaming.
Keyshawn.
Who?
Boots.
Dora.
Kambosos.
Down Under.
Gary Russell.
Too easy.
Last one, your opponent, Arnold Barboza.
Slappity slap slap.
Not for nothing. Not for nothing. Teal's an idiot. Slappity slap slap. That man was slapping. He slapped the hell out of Barboza. He did though. He did. Barboza gonna get his lick back though, y'all. Don't worry, man. Barboza gonna get his lick back. There's one more thing I wanted to play for y'all real quick. Where is it?
Boom. And there it goes. First knockdown. Caught him with a sweeping left hook.
What he didn't notice is I was setting that shot up about, 2 rounds before that shot. I was throwing a lot of lazy jabs. And when you throw a lot of lazy jabs, people don't think anything's going to come after it because it's so lazy. You're just lazy, which they want to throw a right hand over it. So they're eager to do it. So their mind is really thinking about offense. And all of a sudden, boom, you come with the left hook. And I was already coming with the right hand. So off the lazy jab, I was coming either with the right or the left. And this time, he would just try to parry the lazy jab. And it came over and just cracked him right on the jaw. I don't know how he got up from that, to be honest.
It sound like Ryan IQ got some IQ there, don't it? It sound like Ryan got some IQ. Ryan been setting that shot up against for 10 years. I'm telling you, man, this sound he got some IQ. Sound like he really, really knew what he was doing there, and it wasn't just luck. I mean, obviously not, right? But he broke down how he landed that shot. But let's see if he able to do it if a rematch happens, man. But that's what I'm all on board for. Like I said, I can't wait to see these fights this weekend. I'm rooting for Haney. I think Haney wins, Ryan wins, and Tszyu wins, even though I'm rooting for Barboza. Good C-level fighter IQ. Right, that's what they was trying to say. Plot since the last amateur laws. I'm telling you. You know what I mean? And it's time for people to give Ryan more credit for being a higher level thinker than they think. Man, I don't think he's a C-level guy. I think he's like a B minus at worst, man. B minus, something like that. That's what I think Ryan level is for real. For me, that's what I think. That dude is talented, man. And he got some attributes that make him really, really dangerous and a unique fighter. I'll say that. I ain't gonna call him super special, nothing like that. But that left hook is special, though. That left hook is special. Man, that shot again is about what that. Yeah, man. Or what's the quality of the left hook that he allows to land, man? So, like I said, my bold claim is Devin Haney beats Ramirez, and I think he has the opportunity to be a champion at 47, depending on who we fight, man. But that's my time, man. Much love, much appreciation to everybody's super chat, cash app. I appreciate all y'all support. Another dope building the books. I'm gonna leave y'all with some of the worst trash talk in boxing history.
Man, I just want to say I'm excited to be here on Showtime. You know what I mean? I might be honestly the youngest. Well, I mean, as far as like record-wise, like as far as like all the YouTubers and stuff, with the exception of them, I might be the pay-per-view fighter with the least amount of fights. You know? But I mean, you guys gonna see the summer fight. I'm gonna knock this dwarf the fuck out. That's how it is. You hear that? I'm gonna knock you the fuck out. Flatline. You know how it is. You damn fucking scared? What the fuck am I scared of? You literally... Man. You a stupid fucking dwarf, man. I'm telling you, man. I can't even mess with your fucking head. I can't even mess with your fucking head. It's so fucking big, like this fucking big. And your fucking little T-Rex arms, man. My dick's longer than your fucking arms. Yeah.
The difference here is you quit with punchers, bro. You quit with Tank?
I didn't quit, bro.
You did quit.
I had a broken rib. Everybody knows that. I had a broken rib. I was dehydrated as I was weak as
Yeah,
so
I
at
was
the end of
dehydrated with Tank too.
like I said, you haven't been the same since though.
What have you done? You look like
I took a shot.
Remember that?
So if I look like, but you got knocked out looking for Easter eggs with Isaac Cruz talking about Happy Resurrection Day, bro. You didn't even know where you were at, bro, after the fight.
Happy Easter, everybody, you guys. Jesus was resurrected. I'll be back. I want to tell everybody Happy Easter and thank you for supporting me and following me.
He beat you that bad. Do you think?
Look up the damn Easter. I thought everybody was.
Bro, you were looking for Easter eggs. Great though.
Cooking them, yo.
He was out there everywhere, bro. You weren't there, bro. So if you say I look like I won though.
You look like
I won though.
But how did you win?
I won.
How did you win?
I knocked out Jorge.
It's not on your record.
I knocked out Jorge.
It's not on your record.
I knocked out.
You can't.
Him being a bitch and suing and trying to go for the and trying to overturn.
But you ain't even a professional.
I couldn't even make the weight. I couldn't make the weight.
You couldn't make the weight.
I couldn't make the weight.
I couldn't make the weight.
I'm 147 now for a reason, right?
I'm
not Easter. Hell no.
I moved
that makes no sense.
You said from the man Rolly, ride with him to the end. I'm with you. I'm with you, Mike Kirkland, man. Big Rolo the Dawn, man. Much love and appreciation, man. Always supporting the grind, man. Appreciate you again, bro. Back in the super chat, man. Oh, man. Solo, what it do, fam? How you feeling? Yeah, Rolly is a funny guy. Jesus is resurrected. Yeah, he couldn't even say it, bro. He couldn't even say it, man. Long live Rolly, man. But much love and appreciation to everybody in the building. Shout out, peace to the queen. Yeah, Rolly, man. Look, I wouldn't be mad if he smoked Ryan. I wouldn't be mad, but I'd be mad if Ramirez beat Devin because I'm really rooting for Dev to beat ass. I really want to see him box Ramirez down and go beat Ryan up. He need his ass whooped. Seriously. But a part of me like Rolly because he a guy that'll lose and don't even care. Like, he'll get right back in there. You get what I'm saying? Big Rolo the Dawn don't give a damn, man. I mean, I got to run that back one more time. That was fun. He said, Happy Easter. Happy Easter. Ryan said, you ain't even know where you were at. Man, yo, Ryan was cooking in that last part.
You quit with punchers, bro. You quit with with Tank.
I didn't quit, bro.
Nah,
I had a broken rib. Everybody knows that. I had a broken rib. I was dehydrated as fuck. I was weak as fuck. So at the end of the
box with Tank too.
Like I said, you haven't been the same since though.
What have you done? You look like
I took a shot.
And you look like with Devin.
And I beat both of them.
You look
so
like
if I look like, but you got knocked out looking for Easter eggs with Isaac Cruz talking about Happy Resurrection Day, bro. You didn't even know where you were at, bro, after the fight.
Happy Easter, everybody, you guys. Jesus was resurrected. I'll be back. I want to tell everybody Happy Easter and thank you for supporting me and following me.
He beat you that bad. Do you think?
Look up the damn Easter.
You were looking for Easter eggs in the ring, though. You was out there everywhere, bro. You weren't there, bro. So if you said it like I won, though. I won, though.
But how did you win?
I won, though.
How did you win?
Knocked out Dorte.
It's not on your record.
I knocked out Dorte.
It's not on your record.
I knocked out Dorte.
You can't.
Him being a bitch and suing and trying to go for the and trying to overturn.
But you ain't even a professional.
I couldn't even make the weight. I couldn't make the weight.
You couldn't make
the weight. I couldn't make the weight.
You couldn't make the weight.
I'm 147 now for a reason, right?
I'm 147 for a reason. Okay.
I'm glad they fight. I'm glad they fight. He said, "Look up the day." Yeah, much love to y'all. Appreciate everybody rocking out with me again for another boxing build, another dope build in the books, man. Much love to everybody. Continue support, man. We're going to keep building. Y'all already know. We be back tomorrow, 4 p.m., y'all. And we ain't going to be looking for Easter eggs. Was it Easter? It was? It was Easter, was it? I didn't know it was Easter when he said that. I thought he was just tripping, say Happy Easter. I thought it wasn't Easter. He said, look up the date. Yeah, was it Easter, though? Damn, I didn't know that. I didn't know that was Easter when he got beat up. Oh, man, it was. Happy Easter. He was gone, man. Oh, man, that shit was crazy, man. I didn't realize that, though. I always thought it wasn't Easter. That's what made it funny. That fight was in April. The boy been a threat. Yeah, you already know. Easter was the next day. Oh, yeah, that's why he was saying it. Yeah, that's okay. Happy Easter. He was a little premature, Aisha. He was searching for his marbles. She would be on it. She knew it too. Easter was the next day, so he wasn't too bad. Aisha said, "Stall him out, man." He was on point. Easter was the next day. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you as always, man. But again, much love. Shout out to everybody that stayed to the end of the show. As always, y'all the real MVPs. I do appreciate y'all. Shout out to y'all from the Just Do family. See everybody tomorrow at 4 p.m. Peace to the fam. Appreciate you, Aisha.
Yo, you know the deal. We back again. We never slacking. Word 'em up. Ladies and guys, whether if you drunk or you high, it's time to pay respects to the illest man alive. If you think you got a point, he'll shrink you down to size. And from there it's downhill like a slinky or a slide. Open your eyes, got a deep connection with the rise, so you might see them jump in whenever they go live. Peep it, this channel blowing up now, it's not a secret. With tons of exclusive interviews to listen to. Them other channels I hate, but yo, they missing clues. They start narratives, sip the goose and twist the truth. It don't take a rocket scientist to get the proof. Just click the live live at 4 p.m. Eastern time. But when you chime in, make sure you keep it kind. But if cowards want to debate, then it's feasting time. My man Jusdu shine busy all the time. Grind 24/7, 365. Videos he might have 365. My rhyme sick, they make you do a 365. You get a rich if you think you fit to survive. It's Jusdueboxing, time to click the live. Ain't no beginners, if you soft, you ain't down to ride. I crush you, respect too, it's Jusdu. He got the illest boxing show on the internet. The boy been a threat and he ain't even had dinner yet. Word him up. Yeah. You know what time it is. $4 p.m. Eastern. Click the link.
In the building. Make sure y'all subscribe to Jusdueboxing, the best boxing talk on YouTube.
Jusdueboxing in the building, 4 o'clock shorty, man. Y'all make sure y'all check him out. He's going to be live today at 4 o'clock, man. And he's going to be spewing some good stuff as he always do with an unbiased approach, man. He's probably the most unbiased channel on YouTube.
What's going on? And one of my favorite channels, if y'all into that pugilistic perfection, if y'all into that boxing, that's that boy Jusdueboxing here on YouTube. Make sure y'all check out Jusdueboxing, the only unbiased boxing channel on YouTube, because I am definitely biased when I talk about boxing. So
as always, we got to shout out everybody in the chat, man. Shout out to my brother Jusdu. Y'all make sure y'all go sub to Just, man. Just doing a hell of a job over there. Had a great interview today. The brother, and I say it respectfully, one of the most non-biased individuals that I've ever heard speak on the sport of boxing. And I got a lot of love and respect for my brother Just, man. And right now, we're going to give him his just due. Shout out to my brother Jusdu, man. Much love and respect.
Yeah. You know the deal. We back again. Yo. A round of applause for Jersey's finest. A lot of content creators not worthy, but they minus. They get offended and start singing like the whiners. Talking like they tough, but it's only screaming and whining. My homie Jusdu is the cat you don't come to. Your squad get run through. By the time you come to, you duck food. You suckers talk tough on the internet, revealing all your threats. Now we got you trapped in the net. Jusdu be on this grind, y'all better hustle up. You deadlifted 90 pounds, we doing muscle ups. There's really no comparison. His voice sound like a derringer. Throwing a towel, it's just embarrassing. My dog Just very philosophical and psychological, and he mixed it all with good boxing news. These YouTubers feel like Bishop, I guess they got the juice, but it's lonely at the top to Just to feel like child abuse. Be respectful, he don't want to talk wild and loose. If you can't relate, you get dismissed like a mild dispute. These weird cats will tell lies, then they hide the truth. Why beyond views? You lose your life when you collide with dude. It's Jusdueboxing. All you cowards quit jocking. Kirk is official with no other options. Yeah, yeah. You know the deal. Judah Benn, we in the spot. Jusdueboxing, yeah. And of course, shout out to Mrs. Do, holding the whole family down. Word 'em up, word 'em up.